will be testing this technology to reduce contact between guests and employees. The test will run through April 23rd, and participation for guests will be optional.
Soon, you Disney lovers will get your license plate to show off your affection. The Disney Parks blog announced Florida is soon going to offer the first ever Walt Disney World license plate. You see it here. It's dark blue. It has Cinderella's castle on it. Disney says 100% of the proceeds are going to go towards Make-A-Wish of Central and Northern Florida.
I know a lot of people who probably want that this morning.
And kids will benefit.
Absolutely. We'll get ready to add another pre-pandemic activity to your weekend plans. More movie theaters are getting ready to reopen. Next Friday, Regal Cinemas will reopen theaters. Regal owns the locations in Fort Myers, Port Charlotte, Estero, and Naples. You can expect changes when you go. Attendance will be limited between 25 and 50%. Now, the company says you'll be able to use an app to buy your food and drinks.
Old oyster shells are being recycled into a new reef to help marine life off our coast. The Coastal Conservation Association hauled 2 dump truck loads of shells into Turtle Bay and Charlotte Harbor Tuesday. Shells were donated by the Claremont Oyster Bar. They'll eventually be used to create a new reef.
Heading to the beach, thinking about our sea turtles before you leave because nesting season starts this month. And our camera saw public works crews on Fort Myers Beach yesterday filling all those deep holes. Now, here's the thing. If you dig a hole on the beach, experts say just be sure to fill it in before you leave. If you don't, sea turtles can get stuck when they come on shore to lay their eggs.
A home invaded, shots fired, and a suspect still on the run. I'll have the latest on this investigation next on Wink News at 6.
Plus, you'll have a new card you need to carry with you everywhere. That's proof you're vaccinated, where that will be used in the future.
And a helping hand for moms struggling to make ends meet. The huge benefits boost that mothers with newborns can get.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Goodbye, Beth. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug. Ow!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic installation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, Beth. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug. Ow!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic installation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jonathan France. See your future in 2020. We know that weakened vision can limit our ability to enjoy day-to-day activities. And with the clear advantage of the Panoptix lens, seeing without glasses for distance driving, computers, and reading is now possible. This is the first and only trifocal lens that is designed to be used to help people get 20/20 distance, near, and in between. Most importantly, I've been doing cataract surgery for over 30 years. Trust me when I say this to you, experience matters. Quality outcomes matter. Reputation matters. And most importantly, I want you to know that I'm going to treat you like a member of my own family. You deserve to see your future in 2020.
Dial star star 2020. France, I care.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency or storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get the 3rd free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Was he mentally ill? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Family of the accused gunman in the Colorado supermarket shooting are suggesting that.
21-year-old suspect is Ahmed Al-Aliwi Alyssa, born in Syria, moved to the U.S. when he was 3 and lives with his parents, siblings, and other relatives in a Boulder suburb. His sister calls him quiet and nice. His brother calls him deeply disturbed, antisocial, and paranoid. And according to social media posts, the suspect did believe that people were following him.
Fox's Trace Gallagher. Alyssa is charged with murdering 10 people, men and women aged 20 to 65, including a police officer.
Witnesses say the gunman wasn't just spraying bullets. Each shot was a specific target, an image and sound that won't soon be forgotten.
Fox's Alicia Cunha in Boulder. The suspect bought his gun legally 6 days before the attack, and there's a push for more gun control laws.
President Biden says he won't hesitate to act.
We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country once again.
Press Secretary Jen Psaki echoing the president's urgency, saying, quote, "We are considering a range of levers, including working through legislation, including executive action that has been under discussion."
Fox's Marianne Rafferty.
After every mass shooting, as Democrats propose taking away guns from law-abiding citizens, because that's their political objective.
Republican Senator Ted Cruz. The House has already passed legislation to expand background checks, but there may not be enough votes in the Senate. A sheriff's deputy was shot in San Bernardino, California, in a shopping center parking lot. He's expected to survive. Other deputies wounded the gunman in a shootout when they caught up with him a few miles away. The president will meet today with the head of Homeland Security, discussing the migrant surge at the border.
The Pentagon made the announcement yesterday that the Department of Health and Human Services put in a formal request to house unaccompanied children at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland Air Force Base, and Fort Bliss, all 3 in Texas.
Fox's David Spunt. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic getting busier in Collier County. Slowdown on Radio Road is heading eastbound towards Santa Barbara. However, if you're on 951, it is fully up to speed northbound towards Immokalee Road. Immokalee Road, of course, very busy heading west to get onto the interstate. There's also a disabled vehicle on I-75. This is just north of Pine Ridge Road, making that northbound commute towards Immokalee Road. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Starting off the day in the upper 50s and lower 60s out there. But later on today, we're going to warm back up into the mid to upper 80s out there with partly cloudy skies. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Dylan Federico.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Remember, customize and save with Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to go to Facebook, that's fine, at Drew Steele Radio as well. I was telling Jake, listen, we're family, okay? As we open up this program today, I consider you, everybody who listens to this program, everybody who watches each and every day, I consider you all to be family. And so we don't have any secrets in families, right? We kind of speak the truth, not my truth, not Jake's truth, not a truth, but the truth. And the fact of the matter is that I like to be an open book. So I'm just, I was telling Jake before about 10 seconds ago, because the music started playing and I stood up and I said, I have to stand up because quite honestly, the shirt that I'm wearing is so tight and my belly is getting so big that I'm getting the belly button crease. Everybody knows what the belly button crease is, and Jake has no idea what I'm talking about as he's masking up. You don't know what you don't know what the belly button. Come on, we're family. You don't know what
know what it is.
You know what the belly button crease is, right?
We all have it.
No, we don't all have
Yes,
it.
we
No. Not everybody has the belly button crease. You have to have a certain amount of girth there on your. I don't know if that's the right word, but I always like the word girth. You have to have a certain amount of belly fat in order for you to sit down and where your belly button is, there is a fold. And that fold sometimes if your shirt's too tight, it gets caught in the fold of where your belly button is and that skin fold, and you can see it. And some people don't care. It happens. For me, it's just really uncomfortable. It just makes the shirt. It just makes everything feel. And so that's all. It's not. I'm not being vain or anything like that. It's just uncomfortable when your shirt is stuck in the fold of your belly button crease. That's happened because you've had way too many sweets. And I blame my wife. I mean, I'll flat out say it. I blame my wife because she bakes constantly all of these things that are just too delicious to turn down.
All right, let's go for a run. Let's get everyone together and let's go.
I would do it. I would do the.
You want to hit the bridge?
No, I would do the, like, if you want to, maybe sometime next month we'll do the Drew Steele quarter K. And I'm cool with that.
Let's get a little run going.
Yeah, let's do a quarter K run. Who's up for that? Good. What's a quarter K? What would that be? Would that be like from here to the door?
I'm not running.
Well, it may be from here to the front door. I don't know. I'm not sure what a quarter K. Look that up. You know how people do 5Ks and stuff like that? We'll do a quarter K. How's that? All right. 239-479-5592, like we said. Listen, I'm not. I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page. We understand and we know that the suspect in the shooting in Boulder, Colorado, at the supermarket, which left 10 dead, a horrific, horrific crime, something that is just awful, and we all agree, and how certain individuals in this country wanted to jump to conclusions, the media, and then had to turn around and say that they were wrong ultimately because there is clearly an agenda in this country, and there are people that will not let a crisis, a crime, a horrific incident go to waste and try to capitalize on it in the most awful of ways. But that's where we are, and that's the society we live in, and that's something that can be identified. And I'm not going to, I just don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the things that will help to bring attention to this individual. that will bring attention too much to this situation, because I really do truly and honestly believe that the more we focus on the person, the more we focus on the shooter, the more we focus on the family, the more we focus on all of the things that surround what the person was thinking or wasn't thinking and everything else, and trying to figure out a motive and trying to find a way, and that as the news cycle grows and there's more and more of a discussion, 24, 48, 72 hours, then what we're doing is we're giving these horrific, evil individuals what they want, which is attention, which nobody would give them and they wouldn't get otherwise unless they did something so horrific. I mean, can you imagine that there are people in this world, and there are, unfortunately, that believe that the only way that they're going to get the attention that they want and deserve is to do something so horrific as was done in Boulder, Colorado. And I'm not going to give them that time. But suffice to say that we found out that when the identity of the Boulder shooter was put out there yesterday, there were a lot of people who wanted to make it about the fact that this was another person who was white, and another white male, and another white male shooter. And we come to find out that that's not the case. And so there were a lot of people who took to social media, who decided to put that out there right away and make assumptions, as opposed to waiting for the evidence to come out, waiting for the names to come out. And now you have people who had to stop. You have people like Amy Siskin, who was somebody who put this out on her Twitter account. The shooter was taken into custody. In other words, it was almost certainly a white man. Again, if he were black or brown, he would be dead. And then not too long after that, let's mourn the victims, but not glorify the killer with the attention of having his name widely known, which is what I'm saying, and which is what I didn't want to do and what I don't want to do. But then all of a sudden, this person now realizing that it's not the identity that everybody thought it was going to be, that they assumed that it would be, that they jumped to conclusions, that all of a sudden that now they want to turn that around. I wanted to start with that premise, not end with it. The idea of glorifying somebody. And Caleb Hull did this whole thread on Twitter of all the people out there who said things like extremely tired of people's lives depending on whether a white man with an AR-15 is having a good day or not. And they're always angry about women. Was that what happened here? When a white guy with an AR-15 shoots and kills a bunch of people, is the motive reality? Is the motive reality relevant? I mean, I could go on, and I can do this all day. But that's exactly what happened. And the unfortunate situation here is that's where we are. And now, because the left in this country, because Democrats in this country, because the media in this country does not want to let any time go by, any time, a chance to mourn, a chance to wait, a chance to breathe, because they don't do that. It's crisis mode full on underway. Jen Psaki yesterday saying that Joe Biden is considering executive action on gun control, effectively bypassing Congress to push an anti-gun rights agenda. Joe Biden right after the Boulder attack. And we don't wait, we don't talk, we don't do anything, we don't have there is no discussion there's never been a discussion. It's all about assault weapons, gun control. And here we go. And so, what did Joe Biden say yesterday? Predictable. But of course, as Democrats do, the left does it in this country, and the media helps them along with it, there's no time to waste. Absolutely, positively no time to waste. Not even a chance to let a couple of days go by and take a breath. And there's Joe Biden.
While we're still waiting for more information regarding the shooter, his motive.
Okay, I have to dissect what he said yesterday because too many people, I think, are playing what Joe Biden said yesterday about the banning of assault weapons, and here we go, and not taking the time to dissect exactly what he said. And I think it's important that we break it down before we get into the obvious, which is you don't even know what an assault weapon is. You can't even define it. The American people can't define it, but they don't care because it's all about the emotion. Here we go again, right? How many times have we talked about this? But again, the left and Democrats in this country, it's not even necessarily Democrats. It's people who want gun control. Could be anybody who feel like every time something happens, a horrific action by an individual, it's not a gun. The gun doesn't sit there on the table and all of a sudden one day decided it's going to get off the table, hop to the floor, walk over to the door, open the door, get into a car, drive over to someplace and start shooting. No, there's a person behind that, but we can't discuss that. That here we go. And I want you to listen to what Joe Biden said as he's reading off a teleprompter. Here we go. And break this down.
While we're still waiting for more information regarding the shooter, his motive.
Right. We don't know. We're still waiting. We have no idea. We don't know who the shooter is. We don't have a name. This is at the time. I mean, we do now. But at the time, we don't know the name of the person. Hasn't been put out yet. We don't know motivation. We don't know anything, right?
The weapons he used, the guns, the magazines, the weapons, the modifications that apparently have taken place.
The modifications that apparently have taken place. You just got done telling us that you don't know who the shooter is, you don't know the motive, and now you're telling us that apparently there were some modifications taking place, because clearly that's got to be put out there. So you don't know the gun, you don't know anything about it, you don't know the size, but you know that there were modifications, so you know something's going on, and you know, here we go with the modifications, you know, making a... All right, well, we'll get into the details of what is and isn't an assault weapon, but right out of the gate, you're like, what?
To those weapons that are involved here?
Yeah, so don't know anything.
I don't need to wait another minute.
Nope, he doesn't need to wait another minute. Absolutely, positively not. There is no waiting. Zero. None.
Let alone an hour.
Nope, don't have to wait an hour.
To take common sense steps.
And it's common sense. Listen, if you are not with me, if you are not with this way of thinking, you don't have common sense. So right out of the gate, there you go.
I will save the lives in the future and to urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
There we go. All right, so we're going to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. We all know what the problem is. And the problem becomes, once again, here we go, with those that want to take away your Second Amendment right and those that believe that common sense gun control measures are going to save the day, are going to solve the problems, that if we take the guns away from law-abiding citizens, then once and for all, we will have a safer place to live. And then you ask, like was done time after time again in the past, I think it was a year and a half ago. Well, was it 2 years ago? I'm trying to remember when this was. It might have been longer than that. On those typical man on the street situations where people are protesting and they want common sense gun control and not letting a crisis go to waste. You have a big march on Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C. You'll have groups getting together and somebody walking up to those groups and finding, I don't know, let's say 5 people that are there that are protesting along with hundreds of thousands of other people. They want gun control. They want it now. And we've got to get rid of assault weapons. And remember...
Okay, so 5 out of 5 for banning an assault weapon. Do you know what an assault weapon is?
Yeah, it's assault weapon. It's like I kind of do, but kind of don't.
Okay.
It's just well.
What is an assault weapon?
Can any of you tell me what an assault weapon is?
I guess. But assault weapons, does that sound safe to you?
Do you guys know what an assault weapon is?
Yeah, honestly, if you're asking me, any gun that isn't a pistol should be banned.
I mean, a phrase that comes to mind is military-style weapon.
Okay. And this goes on for like 3 more minutes. It just keeps going and going. Marching to get rid of, and Joe Biden saying that we're going to get rid of assault weapons, and yet you can't even identify what an assault weapon is. Oh, no, we'll identify it. Well, how? How are you going to identify it? Oh, man, where was that? I'm trying to remember at the same time where there was this march in Washington, D.C. for gun control. And I'm trying to remember who the reporter was. I'll find it. Not sure what her name was, but she was out and she was asking what an assault weapon is to those, to individuals in Congress who were talking about legislation to ban assault weapons. And do you remember this? Listen carefully.
Define what an assault weapon is.
Yeah. Well, the assault weapons is where you can semi-automatic as well as automatic. And also...
Okay, remember? I don't remember who that was. I'm so sorry. I have to find out who it was, but I have it in my archives of that representative when asked about the assault weapon. Do you know what an assault weapon was? Yeah, you know the guns that go... Brr, brr. That's where we are. So, on the heels of a horrific shooting, we're going to get more and more information about the shooter. We have plenty now. Somebody that we have come to find out, a Middle Eastern Muslim male, someone who wasn't a big fan of Donald Trump's, somebody who talked about the Muslims at the shooting in Christchurch in Australia at the mosque were not victims of a single shooter, and some of the other things that he had put out on social media. Andy No, who made a note of this, about his social media being scrubbed, but there were places that you could go and see that he was someone who hated Trump, somebody who frequently posted and talked about Islamophobia, and how quickly people were there to make a claim that, again, it's another white male shooting, until they had to apologize for it. But the damage already done. And again, don't want to talk about it any further than that, and I think that's enough. Because there are going to be some other things that are going to be coming up soon. And you can already see it, the executive orders, the talking about assault weapons bans, and here we go. When you can't even tell us what that means. 239-479-5592. So we'll get more of your thoughts coming up on that. Also, on the heels of this, there are some other things that are going on. Who is it? Who are the people that may be the only people standing in the way of you and your guns? And believe it or not, there's one person in particular, and maybe a second person, that have more control over this decision than any human beings that are walking the face of the planet right now when it comes to this country and this situation. And it may surprise you to find out who it is. We'll talk about it next. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5foxnews.com.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks closed broadly lower, giving back nearly all of their gains from a day earlier. The S&P 500 falling 0.8%. The NASDAQ closing 150 points lower. The Dow falling 308 points. Millions of U.S. households facing heavy past due utility bills because of the pandemic. Now, government moratoriums that for months had barred utilities from turning off power of delinquent customers are starting to expire. An estimated 37 million customers will soon have to reckon with their overdue power bills at a time when many of them are struggling with lost jobs or income. And Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and Fed Chair Jerome Powell tell Congress more must be done to limit the damage from the pandemic. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Gary Baumgarten, invested in you.
Finally, spring has arrived, and so have all new Untuckit styles. Check out our new wrinkle-free shirts that every guy needs as the weather warms up. And don't forget our famous polos, the official shirts of spring. Untuckit shirts are designed to be worn untucked and will look great as we get back to the things we've been missing, like dinner with friends, reuniting with family, going on vacations, and yes, even heading back to the office. Untuckit, shirts designed to be worn untucked. Use code RADIO for 20% off your first purchase at untuckit.com.
Hey, James, that order just doubled. We got to move fast here.
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
Somebody pick up that phone.
Like at Luca's Gourmet Frozen Pizza Company. To operate at scale, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
4 days, one event. Add it up and you get the Give Me 5 event, where you can buy a new Nissan for just $5 a day. Only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Through Sunday at 7 p.m. It's the Give Me 5 event. $5 a day is all you need to drive the hottest new crossover on the road. A brand new 2021 Nissan Rogue. Only at the #1 Nissan dealer in Florida can you buy a new Nissan for less than a latte. Just $5 a day for a Rogue. Or for only $4 a day, you can drive a brand new 2021 Altima. A brand new car for $4 a day. Give us $5, get a brand new Rogue. $4 and get an Altima. Who says you can't get much for $5 these days? This sale ends at 7 p.m. Sunday. Nobody in Florida sells more Nissans than Sutherland. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
It's amazing what we're asked to share online.
Online yoga needs our last 2 years of tax returns.
Hey, if we upload our passports, we get extra bacon at the buffet.
Sweet.
It's not that you try to be unsafe.
So I gave your birth date for free parking.
That's how I got this robe.
But every time you give up info and privacy,
I'm sure the site's fine, Mom. They just need a picture of your driver's license.
you may have to give up a little safety too.
Enter address for free tater tots. It's tot time.
Norton 360 with LifeLock helps keep your digital life safer. With device security, a VPN to keep your Wi-Fi activity private, and identity theft protection, all in one.
Mom, what's your 401k number?
Opt in to cyber safety. Save 25% or more off your first year of Norton 360 with LifeLock at norton.com/join. That's 25% off at norton.com/join.
We invite you to visit United Fidelity Bank Banking Center located at 14241 Metro Parkway in Fort Myers, and let us help you save it, grow it, and enjoy it with our market-leading 12-month CD earning 0.55% APY. Shop and compare rates, and then invest with United Fidelity Bank's 12-month CD that earns 0.55% APY. The difference is United Fidelity Bank. A penalty may be imposed for early withdrawal. Annual percentage yield current as of 3/17/2021. This minimum deposit of $1,000 required to open CD. 12-month CD renews automatically.
Hi, doctor.
So how are you feeling?
With Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, be seen by your Millennium healthcare provider in the comfort of your home from your computer, smartphone, or tablet.
So good to see you.
Call your Millennium doctor's office or 844-CALL-MPG to request a virtual visit with the care team who knows you best.
I'll talk to you soon.
Millennium's telehealth service, MPG Connect. Your doctor, your device, your connection to a healthier life.
Hot out today, huh?
You know it.
Glad the AC's working.
No kidding.
What if the AC quit?
Oh, man. Couldn't do a thing inside then.
Too hot.
No way Ashley could do her homework in here.
Hard to concentrate.
Wouldn't even bother trying to study.
Well...
Of course her grades would slip.
Dave.
She could kiss Harvard goodbye.
Dave.
Probably end up at the U. Oh, my little girl.
Dave.
What?
What's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, best case, I make one call, AC's back up and running right away, everything's fine.
That's best?
Oh, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 AC trucks standing by waiting for you to call, loaded with parts, ready to go.
Right now?
Right now.
Huh. Sure is hot out today.
When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So you're saying
She can still go to Harvard.
Hey, Southwest Florida, it's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, coming to you from 92.5 Fox News. Again, we're just promoting our brand new show, The Tyler McCluskey Show, every Saturday at 11 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, we're going to have a new guest on, local businesses, helping you grow, everything that you need to know, the insurance space, mortgages, real estate. Please visit our website at www.tylermccluskey.com and tune in this Saturday at 11 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now. But how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom, and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it, or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic getting busier in Collier County. Slowdown on Radio Road is heading eastbound towards Santa Barbara. However, if you're on 951, it is fully up to speed northbound towards Immokalee Road. Immokalee Road, of course, very busy heading west to get onto the interstate. There's also a disabled vehicle on I-75. This is just north of Pine Ridge Road, making that northbound commute towards Immokalee Road. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Starting off the day in the upper 50s and lower 60s out there. But later on today, we're going to warm back up into the mid to upper 80s out there with partly cloudy skies. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Dylan Federico.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling tip of the day. Kobe Cooling has been around a very long time. It's spelled kind of funny too. K-O-B-I-E K-O-O-L-I-N-G. There's other companies out there with similar sounding names, but there's only one Kobe Cooling. If you want the one and only Kobe Cooling, dial 239-482-1542. The only completely NATE certified mechanic staff in South Florida. So remember, if you want the company that's been voted the best year after year, you want Kobe Cooling. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. 239-482-1542.
What's better than getting the full original MSRP for your trade-in? How about winning $2,500? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. We've partnered with our friends down the road at South Street Restaurant to present you with the Just for Kicks $2,500 giveaway. To participate, just head on over to South Street Restaurant and guess how many basketballs are in the all-new 2021 Nissan Kicks we have displayed there. It's that easy. While you're there, Tell them Naples Nissan sent you to get a half-off pizza and buy one, get one free on select drinks. Come see us at Naples Nissan to get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in. Then head on over to South Street Restaurant in your new ride to enter the Just for Kicks giveaway for your chance to win $2,500. We're both right here on Pine Ridge Road. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug. Ow!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Ow! Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
In Russia, Vladimir Putin got his COVID vaccine. Yep, by getting the vaccine, Putin made history as the first Russian to get injected with something and live to talk about it.
All right, wow. There's some truth. Jake is like, that's true. There's actually some truth there, isn't there, Jake?
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. All right, every once in a while. But did you notice something about that clip? That's Jimmy Fallon, right? He's got a live audience. So I guess the live audience thing now is back. Is he the only one? Because for the longest time, from what I heard, I don't watch, but from what I heard, for the longest time, there hasn't been a live studio audience, right? Is that the first? Was yesterday the first day that there was a live? I don't know. People don't care. But he was right about that. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's anytime you want to watch the program. And yeah, we're still at Facebook at Drew Steele Radio anytime you want to watch there as well. Maybe you have a comment, a thought about Joe Biden and others talking about it's the time. We're not going to wait. Listen, we're not going to wait one single second. We don't want to know the identity of the person. We don't care. We don't want to know anything about anything. All we want to know is that it's time for common sense gun control. It's time for to get rid of assault weapons when they can't even identify what an assault weapon is. Doesn't make a difference. If we say it, then it's something that we have to get rid of, and it's scary and horrible. And how dare you not want something that's common sense, right? I mean, that's pretty much the talk. But there are a few people that do stand in the way of what could be your fundamental rights under the Constitution and not. And even MSNBC was bringing it up yesterday. Who is it? Who has the power right now?
As far as gun control measures, the ones that passed the House of Representatives a couple of weeks ago haven't been brought up in the Senate just yet. Senator Manchin just told reporters in the past 30 minutes that he doesn't support the House bills. So that is still so getting all Democrats on board is still a challenge.
Still a challenge to get all Democrats on board. And again, to remind you that that's how close, that's how slim, that's how small the chances are for Democrats to get anything done right now. It is not like there is a mandate. Everybody knows there wasn't. I mean, listen, most people understand that, maybe with the election, there was some issues that, I'm not really sure that it's confident that Joe Biden really did everybody kind of vote for, that kind of thing. And so you have Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, Arizona, and Manchin in West Virginia. Joe Manchin in particular is somebody who many people have described, and I've said, look, the most powerful person in the United States right now is Joe Manchin. It's not Joe Biden. It's not Kamala Harris as she chuckles and laughs her way through a vice presidency, which, by the way, I guess there was a memo out
Supposedly, recently, Jenna Ellis put this up on her Twitter account, that somebody was suggesting that there's a memo running around right now throughout the White House that you address the administration as the Biden-Harris administration. In other words, it's not Joe Biden. It's not the Biden administration. It's the Biden-Harris administration. Since when do you have the White House saying that anything that is official that goes out that is being discussed about an administration includes the vice president's name? Isn't that fascinating? That it would be the Biden-Harris administration as opposed to the Biden administration. Why would you do that? Why do you think?
I'll circle back.
Yeah, you should. We should circle back on that and find out exactly what's going on. Interesting. So Joe Manchin, the most powerful man in America, and he has the power to say, no, I'm not doing this. And in a state like West Virginia, you would imagine, you would believe, you would think that maybe there are a few people that are not exactly fond of the idea of what Democrats in this country call common sense gun control. You know, and the banning of assault weapons. You know, the ones that go brr, 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 brr. Wasn't that Michael Bloomberg? Hold on a second. Don't we have the audio of that? Jake, see if you can find the Michael Bloomberg audio, right? Because didn't he say that as well? That didn't he make that funny sound when he was talking about getting rid of assault weapons? I think he said that. I think that's exactly how he put it, right? It was brr, brr. I think I have it.
Pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes blah, blah, blah.
No, those are fully automatic weapons.
Okay, whatever. Remember that? Yeah. And Michael Bloomberg was the sometimes Republican, wasn't he? Yeah, you get it. Okay, so there you go. So Michael Bloomberg, you know, the guns, they go, brr, brr, brr. You know, that's an assault. That's an automatic. Whatever, it's the same thing. It's a metal thing that you hold and that a person has to fire. It's a person that shoots the weapon. It doesn't shoot on its own. It's not looking indiscriminately at his individuals and saying, hey, I want to go after that guy as an object. Can't get too deep in that. What we can say, Jake, is like...
his demonstration sounded more like a burst, but yeah. It didn't sound very automatic to me.
Well, no, I thought that was pretty good description right there.
Pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes blah, blah, blah.
No, those are fully automatic weapons.
Okay. You say tomato, I say shut up. All right. 239-479-5592. Now, it wouldn't take too long, right, in the discussion for someone in the media to show up and be like, hey, hold on a second. I've got a take on this. I got a really good take on this. I've got a take on this that is so strong, that is not even disputable, that you can't even dispute, that I'm just going to go on the air and say it, and I dare you to challenge me. And listen, you can go no further than MSNBC because they do the research. You know, there's some real journalism going on there at MSNBC. No, not at all. I can't even say it with a straight face. Joy Reid yesterday. Did you hear this? Jake, I'm going to just have you listen to this clip of audio, raw, fresh, for the first time this morning. And I just want to look at your face. You don't even have to comment on it, okay? Look at the camera. So I'm going to put, if you're watching at drewsteele.com, you'll see Jake's face. And I'm going to play this clip of audio, and I want to see Jake's face. And let's see how he looks after Joy Reid yesterday. Here we go. Says this.
Now, of course, we know this story all too well. We have seen it on our televisions far too many times. We've mourned the lives lost, feeling outrage over the lack of action, while knowing that in some parts of the country, it's easier to buy a gun than it is to vote.
It's easier. Are you laughing? Wait a minute. You can't laugh. So it's easier to buy a gun, everybody, than it is to...
Dead people don't buy guns.
To vote. It's easier to buy a gun than to vote. Now, I guess the problem becomes, how do you make that leap? Like, there has to be a genesis to this, right? Everything that happens in life has a starting point. there's a genesis. Who would, I don't know how that would, well, wait, she said some more about this. Hold on a second. Before we get to that, let's see what else she said. Hold on.
And now Congress looks and feels very different, boasting gun-obsessed conservatives who display their weapons as their Zoom backgrounds.
Oh, we've got conservatives that are they're gun crazy, everybody.
Campaign as Second Amendment warriors.
That's right.
This is what we're up against. And so we ask, as we've asked each and every time this happens, when will this end?
Yeah. So isn't it interesting that Joy Reid says it's easier to buy a gun than it is to vote? Just wondering where the evidence that is to prove that. Right? And then the second part becomes, you realize we've got a completely different House of Representatives, a completely different Senate. We have examples of some people who are in Congress right now who are touting the fact that they have guns, that they carry guns, that even in Zoom meetings, that they've got guns behind them. As if the suggestion, now hear this because this is where it gets... So do you see what the left does? If you have one, it's a problem. If you tout the fact that you are proud to stand with and by and for the Second Amendment, understanding what that means, that somehow, because you have a gun, that clearly the only reason why you would have one is because it's something that you want to use nefariously, that you're up to no good. What's your suggestion, Joy Reid? What exactly is the suggestion that somebody who is a proud owner of a firearm in this country, that somebody that stands by and with and for the Second Amendment, how is it that because somebody owns a gun that somehow, are you suggesting they're criminal, that they have criminal intent? What are you trying to say? And again, like I said before, there's a genesis here. This had to start someplace. Who in the world would possibly say something to the effect of voting? Getting a gun is easier to do than vote in this country. I mean, you'd have to make quite the leap, and somebody would have to be out there to make the most ridiculous claim like that with no evidence, and people that would look at on the surface and say this is ridiculous. Who in the world would plant that in somebody's mind? Who would lay the groundwork and the foundation for something so ridiculous? Who would do something like that?
There are neighborhoods where it's easier for you to buy a handgun and clips than it is for you to buy a fresh vegetable. As long as that's the case.
Okay, I got to stop. Oh, yeah, that guy. It's easier for you to buy a gun than it is to buy a fresh vegetable. Remember that? It's easier for you to buy a gun than buy books in some neighborhood. Remember that? Yeah, the former president of the United States laid the groundwork for that. And half the country ran with it. Right? I mean, not everybody listened to it and said, what are you talking about? Where's your evidence? First and foremost, and then second of all, that sounds ridiculous. No. No, he made the case. He said it. And, well, actually, he didn't make the case. He just said it. But again, man, when your emotions are running high and running hot, it doesn't take much. 239-479-5592. We just keep an eye on this story. All right. When we come back, we can get your phone calls. We can talk more about this if you like. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Anytime you want to watch, we always appreciate that. And did you know that there are toilet-invading iguanas here in the state of Florida? Did you know this? Did you know? What? Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
Did you know that we're finally banning them?
Why were they not?
I don't know, but there's a story out right now about from the Hill. Toilet invading iguanas in Florida? All right, we'll talk about that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic, here's Sabrina Katz.
The crash at Orange River Boulevard and Oasis Park is still causing a delay eastbound on Orange River. It's not a major backup, but traffic is a little slow. Now, if you are heading out of North Fort Myers on both bridges into downtown, still up to speed. Not the case on the Midpoint Bridge if you're heading into Fort Myers, though. Traffic is starting to get congested. In Fort Myers, on McGregor Boulevard, you'll have to tap on those brakes heading north of Winkler Road. As far as I-75 goes, still fully up to speed, just jam-packed, of course, heading southbound into Collier. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Looking ahead to the rest of today, it's going to be a hot one out there. High temperatures back up in the mid to upper 80s with partly cloudy skies.
Rush Limbaugh. Remember when the Iran president Mahmoud Ahmadinejad visited Columbia University in New York? It seems like yesterday, but it was September 2007. And during the Q&A, a Columbia student asked about Iran's harsh treatment of women and homosexuals. Ahmadinejad denied it. He said Iranian women enjoyed the highest levels of freedom. And then Mahmoud claimed that, unlike America, there were no homosexuals in Iran. And the students at Columbia erupted in laughter. Well, the laughter turned to silence when Ahmadinejad said, "Well, who told you there are homosexuals? Do you know where they are? Can you tell me?" No one volunteered any names. Now, we now know who was right and who was wrong. Earlier this month, a 31-year-old man was publicly hanged in Iran after he was found guilty of sex with another man. Apparently, the Columbia students were right. There was at least one homosexual, maybe two, in Iran. Eventually, the truth does win out. So where is Mahmoud Ahmadinejad these days anyway? Selling meat somewhere in Iran's falafel district, or maybe San Francisco on the down low? Where is Mahmoud Ahmadinejad? Maybe he's still tracking and hunting.
Mahindra is the official tractor of Tough. And if you ask Mahindra owners, they'll tell you we're also the official tractor of working through a long, hard winter, and the official tractor of getting your land ready for spring. And right now, Mahindra is the official tractor of spring savings. Save thousands or get 0% interest on tough new Mahindra tractors during the Mahindra Spring Sales event. Your Mahindra dealer has spring savings on subcompact tractors all the way up to utility tractors. Stop by, or you'll officially be missing great deals on Mahindra. Learn more at whymahindra.com. On select models for a limited time only, go to whymahindra.com for more information.
Are you a successful small business owner, perhaps with experience in automotive, ag, or outdoor equipment? Visit joinmahindra.com to become a part of the Mahindra dealer family. That's joinmahindra.com.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
Hey, it's Jake Demolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission that was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626.
True relief for back and neck pain. Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. Don't hurt anymore when the answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can watch right there. I don't know if Todd is watching in Fort Myers. He's probably just listening, but he wants to weigh in on all of this. Talking about the president's comments yesterday on banning assault weapons. What about that, Todd?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, though, Drew. Good morning, anyway. The president, he commented and said that he was all for this bill, you know, as he supported and passed it in the past and you know, ended gun violence back then, you know, and, you know, that was, 35, 40 years ago.
Yeah, he's talking about the 1994 assault weapons ban, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, it just amazes me, you know, that, you know, people, I don't know if they have their heads stuck in the sand, you know, or where they're at. They just can't see this guy for what he is.
Well, here's a couple of things with that, Todd. And here's the thing. Number one, yes, he did go along with and help to pass in 1994 the assault weapons ban. Bill Clinton there presenting it, and we are told that it made such a big difference. And even the New York Times in 2014 had an article and talked about, no, it didn't. Made little or no difference at all. Even they admitted from 1994 to 2004, it made little or no difference at all, this quote-unquote assault weapons ban. And so even with that, it's about trusting. And here's the dirty little secret. Are you ready, Todd? The dirty little secret?
It's a hard one.
It's about trusting that the American people are going to go with the narrative, and they're going to go with the lead, and they're going to go with the headline, and they're not going to do any research. They don't know, and they're not going to listen to it. They're not going to hear the research that said it made no difference. They're just going to run with the idea that it was out there before and it did make a difference because the people on their side are telling them that it did. And they're banking on the fact that you don't know, you have no clue, and you're not going to do the research on your own. And Todd, listen, thanks for the call and the compliment. I do appreciate it. Thank you for listening. I'm not even sure if he complimented. I just threw that in there. I made it sound as if he complimented the show, and I don't think he did. That was really weird. Sorry about that, Todd. But if you want to call back and do it, that would be... But that was really strange, too. All right, we're moving on. That's the point. Like with so many other things, this is what Democrats have learned to do. It's the lead, it's the narrative, it's the hyperbole that they throw out and putting it out there and the hyperbolic statements, knowing that you're not going to do the research to find out what the truth really is. You just got to run with your emotions, baby. That's it.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment, we've got you covered.
Chevy sales desk, this is Marty.
Marty!
Yeah?
Everyone's getting lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet.
And what, I'm getting lucky too?
No, Marty, you've never been lucky in your life, especially in high school.
All right.
I'm the Lucky Charm, saving customers a pot of gold on new Victory Lane Chevys.
Oh, yeah, so you're the magic leprechaun here, huh?
No, Marty, you're the only one conning your customers. He hung up. Gulf Coast, it's time to get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Shipments of new 2021 Chevys are arriving daily. Be first in line to save thousands. Plus, get our gigantic cash allowance for any trade. Get lucky now. Find new roads with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. New 2021 Chevy Silverados with savings up to $9,000 off MSRP. All new electric Chevy Bolt up to $15,000 off MSRP. Need credit? Lucky you, our goal is 100% credit approval at Victory Lane Chevrolet. On the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online at VictoryLaneChevrolet.com.
Stock number S1156 and W1002. Price plus taxes and fees. All rebates to dealers. Silverado offer for current lessees. Bold for current Costco members. Offers do not combine. Expires 3/31/2021.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. I've been repairing and replacing roofs for 27 years. We operate with integrity, knowledge, and service. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
92.5 W.
It's at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock. See who's here, who's joining us this morning. If you're watching in the comments and reaction section, whether you're at Facebook or whether you're on YouTube or whether you're at drewsteele.com, wherever you are, if you're there and you're maybe on your smart device, go ahead and pop in and just say hi. Let me know that you're here because I would love to recognize that you're watching and you're with us this morning. So let me go down the list of all the people that are here because it's always great to see you. Gator Lynn, good morning, Gator Lynn. Good to see you. And I could even, pop in some comments to see who's here. James Barrett, good morning, brother. Good to see you. Thank you. Let's see. Mark's in Paradise, and he says, good morning. Eric D, good morning. Good to see you here as well. Stalker20 is in Tokyo. Really? Where it's Wednesday evening. It was at 6:30. It was 7:30 p.m. So, Stalker, if you're still watching, where exactly in Tokyo are you? What part, or like where, or what are you doing there? Or do you live there, or what? I don't know, just whatever. So would love to hear from you and what's going on there in Tokyo. All right, let's see, 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. There's Ken. Good morning, Ken. Good to see you. Florentina. Love the name. I love the name. I don't know why Judy Lynn said fart gun. I don't know what that, what is that? Oh, is that the brrr? Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's see. Who else is here? I know. Yeah, I'm just going. Okay, hold on. Lady Catherine, good morning. Marsha with the cat that's got a mustache. Good morning, Marsha. Tim's here. Good morning, Tim. Good to see you. I can't see what the photo is. Is that a cat? Is that a... I can't tell. Maybe not. Sarah, good morning, Sarah. Hello, good to see you. November, good morning. And let's see, Jessica's here as well. Good morning, Jessica Wittenberg. Let's see, who else is here? Anna, good morning. Good to see you as well. Ken, I already said hi to you. I already said hi to you, Ken. I'm saying hi to everybody. Hi. Do you want to come over here and say hi? Andrea, good morning. There's Andrea DeWitt. Annalise says hi. She's got an awesome picture. Jane, good morning. Good to see you as always. And, oh, look at that. Judy Lynn calls me President-elect Steele. And she spelled my name right. What are you laughing at?
Because you wish you were.
Where are you going?
Get food.
What's your food of choice this morning? Beef jerky, beef steak,
I
what?
want chocolate.
Chocolate this morning?
I'm probably going to find some kind of chocolate that or nothing and then walk back out.
Okay. Mike and Murray, good morning Mike and Murray, good morning from Kentucky. Follow that. Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. Jeff, good morning. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Laura, good morning. Good to see you here as well. There's Laura. All right. And Doug said, looking forward to another great show. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Doug. I appreciate you. All right. So you're in Narita, Japan, and you're a cargo pilot. Cool. All right. Because I was asking, Stalker 20 said in Tokyo, but in Narita specifically. Cool. Very, very cool. All right. Donna's on YouTube every morning. Thank you for keeping us up to date. You got it. Good to see you. Addie is in Walbridge, Ohio. Are you getting more snow? That's a cute dog, too. Are you getting... I love dogs. I don't think I mentioned that a million times. So, yeah, I heard there was... Is there another snowstorm to the northeast? I mean, you're not the northeast, but I'm just wondering if you're going to get some cold weather, too. You need to get back here. Mike's in Louisiana. Louisiana. Got to get it right, Mike? Louisiana. Hey, bud. Robert's out in the Estates. Hello, Robert, out in the Estates. All right. Jeffrey, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you. That's a cool picture. And let's see. James, good morning, James. Good to see you, sir. Stephen Borden said, oh, Steve gave me the chalkboard a long time ago, homeschooling. And Steve gave me a chalkboard that is super, super awesome. So cool. And I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Paul's right all along. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you there. Cannon? That is Cannon Wayne? That could be one of the coolest names I've ever heard. Cannon Wayne. Cannon Wayne and Associates. Are you a lawyer? Guy's name is Cannon Wayne. Or it might be the girl's name. I don't know. But it's a guy and a girl pictured there. But anyway, Cannon. It's cool. All right, Trev's in Massachusetts where it's nice. And there you go. All right, we're close to going back on. Actually, right now. Okay, I got to go. And I think D-Ray is calling as well. All right.
Personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line, drewsteele.com, is where we stream live if you want to watch on your smart device, your smartphone, your computer. Works in all three places. Real basic, real simple. And, we're still there at Facebook if you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio. We always appreciate you watching. We always appreciate Dave Ray joining us for a few minutes. Federation for American Immigration Reform, fairus.org. Boy, we got to dig into some of the issues that are happening along the border and the latest. Man, there's a lot to get to. First of all, good morning, D-Ray.
Hey, Drew, how you doing, buddy? Good to be with you again.
Absolutely. Man, it feels like each and every day, D-Ray, unfortunately, we're hearing more and more stories from the border, things that I'm reading about that I can't even believe. I'll start with this one first, and then we'll dig into some of the other details and some of what's going on in D.C. Legislatively. But am I hearing this right? There are kids as young as 7 that are being sent across the border alone by their parents? Is this right?
Oh, as young as 3. I mean, here's the game, Drew, is that you take your kids right up to the border. If you're the parents, you usher them across. They go into Border Patrol protection. They cannot be removed because if you're from any country other than Canada or Mexico and you're below the age of 18, you cannot be sent back home because of a anti-trafficking law passed several years ago. And then the parents go about a mile down while the Border Patrol is, changing their kids' diapers and feeding their kids and everything. And the parents cross into the United States and then get bussed somewhere into the interior of the country, usually without a COVID test. So it is a really bad situation. Secretary Mayorkas says this is probably going to be the biggest surge the country has seen in 20 years. And so buckle in because it's going to be a rough ride.
Yeah, and so now, D-Ray, here's the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, because we're trusting that the GOP understands what's happening. Members of the GOP understand what's going on. And they're basically legislatively the firewall. They're going to stop anything from moving forward. You assume that, and obviously something you can't do, but you would like to believe that there's still understanding of what's happening, and they're not going to side with House Democrats. But did they pass a couple of amnesty bills during all of this that we didn't see? What about some of these House resolutions that are out there right now? What's going on with these things?
Well, yes. I mean, so there was a massive amnesty bill introduced in both the House and the Senate several weeks back that would have granted amnesty to 14.5 million people. They have not voted on that yet, but they broke off 2 sections of that bill.
Right.
One of them gives a pathway to citizenship to about 3 million people, including Dreamers and DACA recipients and people here under TPS. And then another one gives amnesty to illegal alien ag workers, about 1.5 million. So in the middle of this border crisis, when border towns are declaring states of emergency, even Democrat elected members of Congress along the border are screaming about how bad things are. The House Democrats passed 2 amnesty bills. Talk about pouring fuel on the fire.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to believe. And that, again, and I go back to this, which is the critical part, which is, we've got to hold people's feet to the fire. We have to hold people accountable. There's no doubt about it. And too often than not, you don't hear about them. You don't hear about individuals, but you have to question your representatives if they are on the list or there are people that are listening, and of course there are people that are listening in Ohio right now, and Kentucky and West Virginia, and even on the coasts, and we know that there are people listening to the sound of my voice and yours as well. Why are you, and hopefully you are doing it, why are you not questioning your representatives exactly where they stand on all these issues? Because there are a lot of Republicans that went along with this.
Yeah, I mean, there was, a significant number of 9 Republicans, all Democrats, voted for the DREAM Act, which was going to be $3 million. Let me just set the record straight on something here, though, Drew. When the media is covering this, you tend to hear about the stories of these little kids being brought across the border, and they're being crammed into these facilities, which are at 500 to 700% capacity. All that is true. But what they're not reporting is that the vast, vast majority, they're apprehending upwards to 5,000 to 6,000 people a day. Most of these people are adults. Most of them are men. And some of them are not from Central America and Mexico. They're apprehending people coming in from Iran, Yemen, Syria, China, people who have been identified on terrorist watch lists. Everyone knows that the Border Patrol is so overwhelmed with child care that they can't watch the border. Mexican cartels, they have turned this into such a money-making enterprise. They are making $14 million a day on human smuggling.
What?
And because you figure they're charging about $10,000 a person coming over the country, coming across the line. Nobody crosses the U.S.-Mexico border illegally without the cartels being paid off. And so the reason why you had the president of Mexico speak out against this several weeks ago is that, the more we enrich the cartels, the more it destabilizes Mexico. So now Joe Biden has created a situation here, and he owns this crisis, hook, line, and sinker. He's not only destabilizing the United States with this influx and worsening our coronavirus pandemic and hurting the jobs, but he's destabilizing Mexico as well. It's just crazy.
Yeah, so here, Dave Ray is joining us, by the way, on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, our good friend from the Federation for American Immigration Reform, fairus.org. Of course, if you're looking for answers to what the policies should be along our borders and what we should be doing, it's the resource that you've got to have at your fingertips, and you do. So go visit the website. But let me ask you this, and maybe this is too obvious of a question, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's one that's not being asked, because when you say that to me, that the kind of money that's being made, right, by these people who are trafficking these individuals, and you're talking about, and you're saying, what, $10,000? They're going to get paid about $10,000 per person. The question then becomes, and maybe you've been asked this before, but it seems obvious, who's paying for it? You're telling me that they have the money to pay for it?
The immigrants, the adult immigrants themselves are paying for it once they get into the United States. And so, for example, if you recall that van that was an SUV that was meant for 9 people, had 25 people crammed inside of it. Right. We know for a fact that each of those people were charged $10,000 to come. That's $250,000 in one van coming across the border. Right behind them was another van with 15 people that burst into flames, and thankfully everyone escaped alive. But so that's at $10,000 a pop for 15 people. You've got 100. You can see that the $150,000 there. The level of money that the cartels are making, and they're mocking our laws. And here we have the Democrats who actually could address the laws that have created these loopholes that make it impossible to send Central American kids home, make it impossible to allow families that come in to be detained longer than 15 days. It's catch and release. These could be fixed in a New York minute by the Democratic Congress.
Right.
They'd get plenty of Republican votes. They won't do it.
Right.
Why? Is it to appease the left of their party, or is it to make Texas blue? Either way, it's not in the best interest of the United States.
Sure. And, the other side of that, too, is we're hearing about, we're seeing the T-shirts with people coming across about, Biden, please let us in. and how these migrants have certainly heard about this. We see all the ABC Martha Raddatz interview with people saying, "Would you do this under Trump? No. Are you doing it? Is it because of Biden? Yes."
Right.
We've been hearing about this constantly. So understand, and maybe you can expand on this, how disingenuous it is for Joe Biden to say, "Don't come." They already know to come. Everybody knows that that's just talk. They've already put it out there. And it's almost as if right now you've got the coyotes. Right now you have the people trafficking. Right now you have everyone there who has been waiting and wondering when the right time is. They're saying, and they know it, time is of the essence. Yeah. If you've ever thought about making the trip, the time to go is now.
Absolutely. You have the president of Mexico referring to Joe Biden as the migration president. I mean, Biden made it crystal clear when he was running for president that if he won, there was going to be a new sheriff in town, that Trump's immigration policies that had proven to be the most effective force we had against illegal immigration and asylum abuse in 100 years, those things were going down the tubes. And that he was going to pass an amnesty and it was going to be a new kind of policy. He has created the expectation in the minds of tens of thousands of people that the time to come is now. And let me tell you, Drew, every time somebody crosses that border and gets put on a bus and sent somewhere else into the United States, the first thing they do when they get to their destination is pick up the phone and say, and call their Central American relatives and say, "Hey, I got through, no problem. Everybody's right. The time to come is now." That's why it's getting to be an ongoing and growing crisis by the day.
I'm hearing, and I don't know if you can confirm or deny this, but I'm hearing that this asylum seeking, make your way to the border, just say you're seeking asylum, and that's when individuals are being let into the country. I mean, it's basically come into the country and we'll get back to you. And people, you'll get back to us. Yeah, we'll get back to you. Without just come on in. We just don't have the time to argue about this. Just go, and we'll get back to you. We'll find you somehow, or you'll get back to us, right? And these migrants, we'll get right back to you. Of course, it doesn't happen that way, and the government knows. The administration knows it's not going to happen that way. But again, the idea that they're coming here and claiming asylum, is there evidence? Because I'm hearing there's no evidence to show that that there's any kind of systemic persecution that is happening at home in certain countries that they're claiming asylum. Are you hearing that as well?
Oh, absolutely. In the past, when you would come in and ask for asylum, you'd be held for a few days. Then you'd be issued a piece of paper called an NTA, Notice to Appear. And that gives you an actual court date when you're expected into court and you're given paperwork to file for asylum. Now we know, 40% of the people never filed for asylum in the first place.
Right.
31% of them never showed up for court. But there was at least a process there in place. We are taking these people, we're fingerprinting them, we are not COVID testing them. And in order to keep the crisis under control, the optics of it, we are getting them away from the border as quickly as possible so the rest of the country can't see what's happening. These folks are being walked right into McAllen, Texas, to the bus station, put on buses, and sent away. That's why next week, Drew, we're going to be reporting live from the border, from McAllen, Texas. We're going down to do a border tour and to speak directly to the American people and let them know what we're seeing and what's going on.
Yeah, good, because we're going to have definitely you, whoever's going to be there. Yes, we will have you back next week to report on that, because I definitely do want to make time to hear about what is specifically happening. So put that on your calendar and make that
you got it.
Make that happen. And before we go, I just want to double check and make sure. Hey, is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez shown up at any of these areas of detention of these kids and everything, wearing her white outfit?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's last year the last time this was going on, she went outside of one of those detention facilities and stood there and cried in public. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Of course, everybody does. Yeah, so I'm assuming she's there again, right?
Yeah, and she's like, immigrants are being forced to drink out of toilets. And, I went in that facility the next week and, dispelled that myth. It was one of those cast or stainless steel where there's a toilet and a sink and a drinking fountain all in one unit like we have in prisons. But the point is, I think the squad is actually supposed to be going down there on Friday. And I don't know if you saw in the Washington Post. The Washington Post is saying there is no border crisis. This is a figment of our imaginations. What? This is just, there was a story in the Washington Post yesterday. This is just because people haven't been able to come in under Trump, that this is just to be expected. Nothing big here. It's just a seasonal fluctuation. It's like, boy, wouldn't it be nice to be a Democrat and have the mainstream media taking your side, even when it's so absurd? You have the Secretary of Homeland Security saying this is the biggest surge in 20 years. And you have the Washington Post saying, oh, this is just, this is normal. It's because it was bottled up a little bit. This is just a seasonal fluctuation. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. I think that's it's almost humorous because that seems to be the spin. The spin is, well, listen, if we're not getting transparency out of the administration and we can't see for ourselves, then we can make up pretty much anything we want, which is there is no crisis because we can't see it.
The sad thing about that is that it's basically admitting that we as a nation have no sovereign ability to control our borders.
Right.
Just every year we're expecting hundreds of thousands of people who we don't know anything about to crash our borders and come in. And we know some of these people are actually on terrorist watch lists. Shame on us.
Yeah.
If we didn't learn once from 9/11, then we're going to learn a second time, and it's not going to be pretty.
All right, well, I'm letting you know live on the air right now. Make an appointment, make a time. Next week, we will want to have...
You'll be talking to Tom Homan, who is the former director of ICE, and we'll put him on the docket for 7 a.m. So it'll be your Good Morning Wednesday right from the border call.
Good. All right. So make it a plan. All right, my friend. Dave Ray, D-Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, fairus.org, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, my friend. I'll see you later.
Have a great one, Drew.
You too. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, drewsteele.com. Anytime you want to watch, streaming live, that's where we are. And that's where Sabrina Katz is, right there as I'm pointing. I shouldn't point. That's not good. I'll do a Bill Clinton curved finger in with the thumb over the top. Checking traffic.
A crash in the Cape at Southeast 26th and Country Club Boulevard is slowing traffic southbound on Country Club. If you're heading south, just stick to Del Prado. It's crash-free and up to speed. Also, commuters in Fort Myers still seeing slowdowns on Daniels Parkway. That morning rush underway, especially heading west to Gateway Boulevard. Gateway Boulevard congested heading northbound of Daniels Parkway. In Lehigh Acres, the crash at Gordon Avenue and Lee Boulevard, which is just near Gunnery, is slowing traffic westbound starting from Sunshine all the way up to Gunnery. And if you're heading this way and need to avoid it, you can easily take 8th Street. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Looking ahead to the rest of today, it's going to be a hot one out there. High temperatures back up in the mid to upper 80s with partly cloudy skies.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. and take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples. With over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space, designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592. The phone number in the text line, drewsteele.com is the website. Listen, things aren't that. You know, things are really bad in the world. You know that we're like it's the end days. If I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head that would be. I don't know. I guess if you were hearing that dolphins were swimming in the East River in New York or something like that, that would be it. We're doomed. There's a video of someone taking a picture of dolphins swimming in the East River in New York City, the East River. Okay. Is that possible? Can you see? What's down there? Can they report back and let us know what's at the bottom of the East River? I mean, is there a lot of? You see a lot of cement shoes, or? I mean, as even the dolphins are like, at this point, we'll swim anywhere. It doesn't. We're all doomed. I mean, the people up there are they're completely messing everything up. And you see, Joe Biden's the president. I mean, it's
not a joke.
I mean, why not? Let's just swim around here. What else do we have to lose? Hey, get that feeling?
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
With the Diamond District, you get the best of both worlds. Jason and Todd are wholesale diamond brokers selling to the public and jewelry stores across the country at wholesale prices. The Diamond District is also a retail store that you can visit every day and see the largest selection of GIA and Forevermark loose certified diamonds.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Some of the biggest advertising air conditioning companies locally are not really local. They're part of national and international conglomerates, and you're just another number on the bottom line. At Kobe Cooling, we live right here. Our children and grandchildren live right here. We sponsor your kids' sports teams, local scholarships, local food banks, and all kinds of local organizations. We're not for sale now, and we never will be. The Kobe family started Kobe Cooling, we run it, and we even run service calls too. So when you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Local families serving local families. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Hi, doctor.
So how are you feeling?
With Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, be seen by your Millennium healthcare provider in the comfort of your home from your computer, smartphone, or tablet.
So good to see you.
Call your Millennium doctor's office or 844-CALL-MPG to request a virtual visit with the care team who knows you best.
I'll talk to you soon.
Millennium's telehealth service, MPG Connect. Your doctor, your device, your connection to a healthier life.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash. Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit naplesshutter.com.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America. NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Arrest paperwork shows the 21-year-old man accused of killing 10 people at a Boulder, Colorado supermarket Monday bought a semi-automatic pistol legally 6 days earlier.
According to the New York Times, his ID was reportedly known to the FBI because he was linked to someone else who was under investigation. His brother described him reportedly as someone with mental health issues and being paranoid or antisocial. Former classmates described him as someone with a short fuse.
Fox's Jeff Paul in Boulder. Israel's fourth election in 2 years again shows no party winning a clear majority. Fox's Simon Owen reports.
At a late-night rally, longtime Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed exit polls suggesting his party has won the most seats in Parliament. It seems neither Netanyahu and his allies, nor a coalition of his opponents, have enough seats to form a government.
America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
A crash in the Cape at Southeast 26th and Country Club Boulevard is slowing traffic southbound on Country Club. If you're heading south, just stick to Del Prado. It's crash-free enough to speed. Also, commuters in Fort Myers still seeing slowdowns on Daniels Parkway. That morning rush underway, especially heading west to Gateway Boulevard. Gateway Boulevard congested heading northbound of Daniels Parkway. In Lehigh Acres, the crash at Gordon Avenue and Lee Boulevard, which is just near Gunnery, is slowing traffic westbound starting from Sunshine all the way up to Gunnery. And if you're heading this way and need to avoid it, you can easily take 8th Street. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Starting off the day in the upper 50s and lower 60s out there. But later on today, we're going to warm back up into the mid to upper 80s out there with partly cloudy skies. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Dylan Federico.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with TriFound with the TriFound Financial Team. Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with TriFound, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Insurance products offered through TriFound Financial, LLC.
4 days, one event. Add it up and you get the Give Me 5 event, where you can buy a new Nissan for just $5 a day. Only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Through Sunday at 7 p.m. It's the Give Me 5 event. $5 a day is all you need to drive the hottest new crossover on the road. A brand new 2021 Nissan Rogue. Only at the #1 Nissan dealer in Florida can you buy a new Nissan for less than a latte. Just $5 a day for a Rogue. Or for only $4 a day, you can drive a brand new 2021 Altima. A brand new car for $4 a day. Give us $5, get a brand new Rogue. $4 and get an Altima. Who says you can't get much for $5 these days? This sale ends at 7 p.m. Sunday. Nobody in Florida sells more Nissans than Sutherland. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new or used. Go to NaplesNissan.com. Pick out your favorite new Nissan model with Bluetooth, backup camera, and that new car smell. You can have it all today after we pay you what you paid for your trade-in. Don't wait. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hi, it's Kelly and Joseph Edison from Southwest Florida's own Closet Factory.
How do we build the smartest organization solutions in town?
To start, we get to know you on a personal level, which means we know who and what your solution is for.
Then we make it real through old-fashioned craftsmanship and remarkable building technology.
Thousands of organization transformations that create more time, space, and peace every day.
That's how we build it. Let us help you solve your storage need. ClosetFactory.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. The great Julie Kelly is going to join us at 8:05 this morning. American Greatness. She's got an amazing article. The Fed's bogus violent extremists. The idea that there are jihadi-like cells of domestic terrorists attempting a violent overthrow of the U.S. government is unproven propaganda. Yeah, we're going to talk about this article in detail coming up, so get ready for that at 8:05. All right, a couple of stories I wanted to touch on before 7:50, and we have Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, and we do it each and every day at 7:50. It's our civics lesson, because everybody knows we need civics, a good civics lesson, as the governor would say, in the state of Florida, and we need to be teaching civics. And look, in the meantime, we need to get as much as we can get, and even political knowledge. So we'll have all of that coming up. All right, here's a story I teased, touched on, and Jake was looking at me like he had no idea this was happening, and neither did I. According to The Hill, Florida bans toilet-invading iguanas and 15 other invasive species. Whoa. Okay, number one. State wildlife authorities voted to prohibit the importation, breeding, and possession of the non-native reptiles. Time may be running out for several well-known invasive species that have established a dangerous foothold in Florida over the years. I was going to say, time may be running out. It ran out a long time ago, but it's hard to stop it. We're doing the best we can. Non-native reptiles have long been considered risks to Florida's ecology, economy, and resident health and safety. You've probably seen tons of iguanas. Hey, if you live in Cape Coral, you probably see the iguanas all the time, right? Jake, you probably know about and you've heard about and you've probably seen. Have you seen any near you? Cape Coral and
I've seen them boogers.
They're around there, right?
They're pretty big, too.
Yeah, they get big. And so, as the story goes, economy, resident health and safety, so much so that authorities have encouraged Floridians to humanely kill animals like the green iguana. And here's the catch, which has been known to crawl into sewers and emerge on the other end of an unfortunate homeowner's toilet bowl. Whoa, wait a second. I haven't heard anything like that. Have you heard anything like that? 239-479-5592. Is there anybody in the sound of my voice who wants to text right now or call that knows of a story here in Southwest Florida of one of those iguanas ending up in somebody's toilet? Does anybody hear about that? Has that happened to you? Do you know that this exists? I know that they dig and they burrow and they're a nuisance, and I get all of that. But the toilet crawling, I didn't know that. Florida Fish and Wildlife voted to ban the importation, breeding, and possession of 16 of the most damaging non-native species, including the green iguana, the Argentine black and white tegus, and the Burmese python. And there's some others on there as well. Nile monitor lizards, scrub pythons, green anacondas. I guess you could keep them as if you own them as pets, but once they're gone, that's it. You can't buy them again. Can't bring them in, and you're done. And I guess the breeding of animals on the list for commercial sale can continue until 2024, June, but that's it. After that, no more. I have not yet heard once about those horrific stories like you just got to watch. You got to look when if it's dark, don't just assume, because you hear the snake stories all the time. I don't know if I know it's breakfast time and every once in a while you hear that, but I didn't hear anything about iguanas. So unless somebody's going to call and confirm this, I'm not running with it. But I know that they're invasive, and I know that it's the iguana thing gets to be annoying here in Southwest Florida. All right, hold on a second. Johnny's in Buckingham. Quickly, Johnny, you're telling me that there was a situation that you heard about like this?
No, I'm like your son growing up. I was going to be a herpetologist, reptiles, amphibians, whatnot. Well, they can't crawl up the toilet. They're not going to come out and get you. They can't hold their breath for that long, and they can't bend their body that way. That toilet's got way too many bends in it. They ain't going to get you. Don't worry about it.
All right, Johnny. You sound like an expert. Thank you, sir.
You're quite welcome. Have a good day.
You back at you. All right, don't worry about it. Johnny says it can't happen, so I'm running with Johnny. Okay, moving on. 239-479-5592. A couple of things that I wanted to mention this morning clearly as, Joe Biden, who may think his name is John. I don't know.
We choose truth over facts.
Same guy. Talking about, obviously, gun control. It's time right now. You never let the crisis go to waste. You never let time pass by. Not enough. Not when it comes to something like this. No. You got to jump on it right away. And, of course, the words that he said yesterday, as you dissect those words and listen very carefully.
While we're still waiting for more information regarding the shooter, his motive, the weapons he used, the guns, the magazines, the weapons, the modifications that apparently have taken place to those weapons.
A quick question. If you don't know who the shooter is and you don't know what the motive is and you don't even know what kind of weapon to use, how do you know that apparently there were modifications to weapons? Boy, that sounds like quite a leap there, Joe. Sounds like you're assuming something or somebody wrote something in front of you and you're just reading it because, that's what you do. Because that seemed like quite the leap.
They're involved here? I don't need to wait another minute.
Nope.
Let alone an hour.
No, not even a second. Are you kidding me? What time is it?
To take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future and to urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
Of course, we don't know what an assault weapon is. Nobody does. Well, wait, no, that's not true. Michael Bloomberg knows exactly what it is.
Pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes... Blah, blah, blah.
No, those are fully automatic weapons.
Okay, whatever. Why are you bothering me, woman? It feels like that's what he said. Maybe he didn't say that exactly, but anyway. All right, so that's what we get. That's what we get now. We get this. We got to ban assault weapons, and we can't even define what it is. It's the brr, brr, brr kind, that whole thing. But it's the emotion of the moment, not letting the moment go to waste. But it seems to be something that the left and especially the media in this country is getting into the habit of doing, to the point where I might even make the case, and it's not my case, it's the New York Times of all places that might be making the case even before the horrific, horrible absolutely horrific shooting that took place at the supermarket in Colorado, where we come to find out that it was not a white male that did this, even though many jumped to the conclusion, were quick to go there, only to have to go back on it. Well, not all of them, because once that tweets out, it doesn't make a difference, because there's enough people that probably won't even hear and find out and know exactly what happened there. It doesn't matter. The idea is that they run with the narrative and a morality play. And what do I mean? This New York Times article, the Atlanta massacre, going back to what happened in Atlanta, and the media's morality play. Journalists should give readers the facts, not play to fears. This was a couple of days ago. Brett Stevens, the columnist, the opinion columnist there at the New York Times. For many years, Gallup has been gauging America's confidence in its institutions. Journalism has not fared well. In 2020, just 24% of Americans had either a great deal or quite a lot of confidence in newspapers. 39% had very little or none. For television news, the respective figures were even worse, 18 versus 49. How to explain this lack of confidence? One reason may be that we keep proving ourselves unworthy of it. Bingo! You got that right. I just added that. He didn't put that in there. I kind of. Back to the article. This is happening again in the wake of the mass murder at 3 Atlanta area massage parlors in which 6 of 8 victims were women of Asian descent. The crime is horrific and heartbreaking. The identity of the perpetrator is clear, and the motive, while still requiring scrutiny, is confessed. The killer claims to have been struggling with a sex addiction at odds with his evangelical beliefs. According to the AP, all 3 businesses were where people were fatally shot Tuesday have detailed recent reviews on an online site that leads users to places that... Okay, so he goes on to the sexual issues there that the shooter had. So how do we get headlines like the Atlanta spa shootings and the year of hatred against Asian Americans on news stories from U.S. News and World Report? And why is reporting of the incident by so many news outlets emphasize the race of 6 of the victims when there is, as yet, only one rumored bit of evidence that the victims were attacked on account of their race? And that was in a newspaper in South Korea as a rumored bit of evidence. The reason is that we have 2 things that separately are important and true, but that are being dubiously conjoined for reasons of ideological convenience. Here's what's important and true. Hate crimes, here we go. Now listen to this. This is the New York Times. Hate crimes against Asian Americans in 16 U.S. cities jumped by 149% in 2020 from the previous year, according to one academic analysis, even as the overall rate of hate crimes declined by 7% in the same period. Also true is that Donald Trump stoked anti-immigration hatred that very likely contributed to the 2018 massacre at the Tree of... Okay, so they go on to... They got to add Donald Trump into this. But if the news media should have learned one thing over the past 20 years, it's to be exceptionally wary of trying to map one truth into another for the sake of a compelling narrative. And he goes on to talk about the statistic and the hate crime statistics. A study last year found that that last year's rise in anti-Asian hate crimes also notes that the overall incidence of these crimes is relatively small, both in absolute numbers, 122 incidents in 2020, out of a total of 1,717 hate crimes, and compared with other victimized groups. So it goes on to talk about and conclude and make the case that the numbers aren't there. That even though you want to blame Donald Trump, and even though you want to blame the talk about China virus and the like, and even though you want to continue to put this out there as if it is anti-Asian hate, the evidence does not sit to where the media has been talking about this. The Atlanta spa shootings and the year of hatred against Asian Americans, except when you go to the numbers and the hate crimes against Asian Americans in 16 U.S. cities, you come to find out that the numbers and the references to the individuals doing this does not add up. There's a lot of questions here that people have, and yet even the New York Times would jump and say, well, hold on a second. Should we be going there? If you're asking for trust and you're not getting it, the media asking for trust and you're not getting it, maybe it's because you're selectively choosing what you want to say and leaving out the most important aspect of it, which is evidence, data, science, what we're told the left loves. Why are you leaving that out? that might suggest the opposite. All of this would be journalism in which the public could have confidence. Instead, we have morality plays. This is the New York Times and opinion section. So does that mean that the media is starting to see what's going on? No, not necessarily. But ultimately, when it comes to the horrific incidents that took place, these shootings, horrific, and the evildoers that did this in both Atlanta and in Boulder recently, one thing is clear, that there are individuals that will not wait and take a second to let the news cycle go, to let it play out, to get data information, find out exactly what took place, and then make a decision and be able to have a discussion based on all of this, but instead runs with, well, the headlines, the lead, the hyperbolic statements, the now is the time, cannot wait a single second. We've got to do this right now. 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com is the website. And anytime you want to watch, we do appreciate it. And we're there on Facebook at Drew Steele Radio as well. All right, it's time right now for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Here we go. Caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. We'll take caller number 5. We'll play Drew's College, a little bit of civics, a little bit of politics. We'll check your knowledge, test it right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic, there's Sabrina Katz.
Unfortunately, we have a crash on the interstate at mile marker 113 heading southbound. This is delaying traffic. We are at a creep and crawl heading southbound of Bonita Beach Road to Immokalee Road. So stick to Livingston or US 41. Unfortunately, a crash on the midpoint is delaying traffic. We're at a standstill starting from Del Prado trying to get over the bridge. Cape Coral Parkway is the best alternate because there is a crash as well in North Fort Myers. And this is at Oak Avenue and North Tamiami Trail. 1 mile of standstill traffic heading southbound, trying to get onto the Edison Bridge. Avoid this one and stick to the Caloosahatchee Bridge. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Looking ahead to the rest of today, it's going to be a hot one out there. High temperatures back up in the mid to upper 80s with partly cloudy skies.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Most people are coming in because they have a problem and they have all kinds of hopes and aspirations and things they want to do. And they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. I'm ready to dive in there and help them find a solution to their problem.
You're listening to Beth, an arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
So this woman walks in. She's literally got tears coming out of her eyes. I'm going to Turkey. I'm going to be walking and walking and walking. I've wanted to go there my entire life. I can't walk. And I don't know what to do, so help me. And I helped her.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
She called me and told me what a wonderful time she had on her trip, was virtually pain-free, that I had literally saved her life. I'm gonna cry. You just can't replace that.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Hey, Southwest Florida, it's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, coming to you from 92.5 Fox News. Again, we're just promoting our brand new show, The Tyler McCluskey Show, every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, we're going to have a new guest on, local businesses, helping you grow, everything that you need to know, the insurance space, mortgages, real estate. Please visit our website at www.tylermccluskey.com and tune in this Saturday at 11 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Hear that? That's a breath of fresh, clean air. I'm Christopher Kagan, owner of 5 Star Air. As a Southwest Florida native, I know how important air quality is to your family. Here at 5 Star Air, we proudly offer the Remy Halo LED air purifier, which has proven 99% effective in killing the COVID-19 virus in your home. Fox News listeners get a free consultation to see if the Remy Halo LED is a fit for your home and family. Call 5 Star Air at 239-282-2222. License number CAC 014619.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right. Let's go to Dan. Dan's in Bonita. Hello, Dan and Bonita.
Hello, Drew.
Hello, Dan. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now.
All right, let's go, Coach.
All right, let's go, Coach. Put me in, Coach. The idea of self-government is the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are they?
We the people.
You got that right. All right, you got associates. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. How many amendments do we have to the Constitution? How many?
27? No, 28.
27. 27.
27 was right, okay.
Yeah, so he said that first, and then he went to 28. Jake, it's up to you. No. Jake said no.
Jake. You just made my list.
What list? Now Jake's all upset now. All right, let's go to a bachelor's degree on this question. I need the name of the person. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who is the person that, as of right now, this minute, would be the president of the United States?
You're going to make me say her name.
Yes, I am.
Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, Nancy Pelosi is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. One of the hardest questions I ever ask on this very radio program. Here we go. We'll see if you can get it. Hillary.
What is an assault weapon?
What is an assault weapon? Can we just give it to him and just move on? Is that good enough? No. All right. Yeah. Well, he can't give us an answer. Okay. All right. So if you remember 2016, Hillary Clinton ran for president of the United States. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember how that ended? Yeah, I was just kidding. Okay. Anyway, Hillary Clinton ran for president. Who was her running mate? I told you it's the hardest question on the planet.
That's probably because I didn't pay attention to her.
Yeah.
Who the heck was it? Was it Bernie?
Was it Bernie Sanders? Jake? No, it was not Bernie Sanders.
It wasn't.
It was Tim Kaine.
See? Yep, I went.
Right, that's where I'm telling you, it's the hardest question that I ever asked. Okay. All right, so you got some degree. I don't know what you got. Did you get a master's? I think you did. No, you got I don't know. We'll give you a master's degree today on Drew's College. So very impressive. Tell all your friends wherever you're going. Where are you going, Dan?
Well, currently I'm heading down to Naples.
Okay, good. Just for fun? I mean, Naples is a fun place.
No, I'm currently on the clock.
Okay, good. You're currently on the clock. That means you got to go. All right, Dan.
Yep.
Yeah, good to talk to you. There he goes. Julie Kelly, up next.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News. This is 92.5 Fox News.
Getting more kids back in classrooms. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden, criticized by Republicans for not pushing more schools to reopen hard enough. We'll be focused on that today. Fox's Evan Brown has more live.
Yeah, Dave, the Biden administration will make available $81 billion from their American Rescue Plan to all 50 states plus D.C. and Puerto Rico to help get as many K-8 schools as open as possible, which was a goal of the president's for his first 100 days in office, something roughly a month away. The money comes as the CDC now says schools can open safely and even permit shorter distancing of 3 feet, guidelines the American Federation of Teachers won't accept. The AFT is the nation's second largest labor union, Dave.
And Evan, more states are lifting COVID restrictions. Indiana Republican Governor Eric Holcomb joining Texas and Oklahoma doing this.
On April 6th, the face covering mandate will become a state mask advisory.
State buildings, schools, COVID test sites, and some businesses will likely keep mask requirements. In Arkansas, Governor Asa Hutchinson says his state's mask mandate will end March 31st.
Fox's Gernal Scott, a makeshift memorial grows outside the Boulder, Colorado supermarket, shot up by a gunman on Monday.
My heart goes out to the families of the victims and the survivors.
President Biden's also pushing for stricter gun laws, calling on the Senate to approve House-passed bills to expand background checks. He also wants to ban so-called assault weapons.
Every time there's a shooting, we play this ridiculous theater.
Senator Ted Cruz and most Republicans oppose further restricting gun owners' rights.
The man accused of carrying out the deadly mass shooting, 21-year-old Ahmad Alissa, faces 10 counts of first-degree murder. A police affidavit reveals he bought an assault-style gun last week. According to the New York Times, his ID was reportedly known to the FBI because he was linked to someone else who was under investigation.
Jeff Paul in Boulder. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News Traffic.
Unfortunately, we have a crash on the interstate at mile marker 113 heading southbound. This is delaying traffic. We are at a creep and crawl heading southbound of Bonita Beach Road to Immokalee Road. So stick to Livingston or US 41. Unfortunately, a crash on the midpoint is delaying traffic. We're at a standstill starting from Del Prado trying to get over the bridge. Cape Coral Parkway is the best alternate because there is a crash as well in North Fort Myers. And this is at Oak Avenue and North Tamiami Trail. 1 mile of standstill traffic heading southbound, trying to get onto the Edison Bridge. Avoid this one and stick to the Caloosahatchee Bridge. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Starting off the day in the upper 50s and lower 60s out there. But later on today, we're going to warm back up into the mid to upper 80s out there with partly cloudy skies. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Dylan Federico.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy. If you're thinking about buying new windows, consider New South. And don't even think about hiring a middleman until you see what our factory can do for you. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers.
Going on now, save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
You need a fast, reliable network. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business and add advanced security with Comcast Business Security Edge. They have 24/7 support, it's fast internet, and advanced security made simple. Bounce forward with Comcast Business.
Hi, doctor.
So how are you feeling?
With Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, be seen by your Millennium healthcare provider in the comfort of your home from your computer, smartphone, or tablet.
So good to see you.
Call your Millennium doctor's office or 844-CALL-MPG to request a virtual visit with the care team who knows you best.
I'll talk to you soon.
Millennium's telehealth service, MPG Connect. Your doctor, your device, your connection to a healthier life.
At LMCU, our roots in your community just got a little deeper with the opening of our newest branch in Estero. When you bank with us, you can earn more on your money with our Max checking account and pay less on things like home mortgages and credit cards. We're proud to open our 13th Florida location at 21910 South Tamiami Trail. Our lobbies are open, plus you can schedule an appointment or visit one of our drive-thrus for contactless service. Our branches stretch far and wide for a reason. You. LMCU. You'll love banking here. Equal housing lender, member NCUA, and MLS number 442967.
Chevy sales desk, this is Marty.
Marty!
Yeah?
Everyone's getting lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet.
And what, I'm getting lucky too?
No, Marty, you've never been lucky in your life, especially in high school.
All right.
I'm the Lucky Charm, saving customers a pot of gold on new Victory Lane Chevys.
Oh, yeah, so you're the magic leprechaun here, huh?
No, Marty, you're the only one conning your customers. He hung up. Gulf Coast, it's time to get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Shipments of new 2021 Chevys are arriving daily. Be first in line to save thousands. Plus, get our gigantic cash allowance for any trade. Get lucky now. Find new roads with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. New 2021 Chevy Silverados with savings up to $9,000 off MSRP. All new electric Chevy Bolt up to $15,000 off MSRP. Need credit? Lucky you, our goal is 100% credit approval at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online at VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. Stock number S1156 and W1002. Price plus taxes and fees. All rebates to dealer. Silverado offer for current lessees. Gold for current Costco members. Offers do not combine. Expires 3/31/2021.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. If you're watching, streaming live, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate it. It's just a simple, basic website, but it is useful. If you want to watch on your smartphone, your smart device, on your computer, drewsteele.com, you can watch right now. We do appreciate it. And we always appreciate the great, great, great Julie Kelly joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Of course, you know her from AmericanGreatness.com, writing for American Greatness, and this article that I have to talk about, and I want to break down in detail. First, good morning, Julie. How are you today?
Good morning, Drew. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
I'm great. I love this article, and I want to break it down into parts because I think it's so important. And it really does speak to where we are even currently. The Fed's bogus violent extremists, the idea that there are jihadi-like cells of domestic terrorists attempting a violent overthrow of the U.S. government is unproven propaganda. And this article is great for a lot of different reasons as we start to talk about what has been there and the concerns that we have about the politicized intelligence community, as you mentioned. But then even what many would say is even the lead here, which is something that we can't lose, which is, man, are we missing the real threat in the country when we break this down? So let's do this. First is the question of, are we politicized right now? Is the intelligence community politicized?
Well, the short answer, of course, is yes. It has been politicized for years now. It accelerated during Donald Trump's presidency as we saw the intelligence community and all of the loyalists to former CIA Director John Brennan go after the president and, of course, really launched the justification for his first impeachment, which was this idea that his phone call with the Ukrainian president was some kind of quid pro quo. And that was created out of and leaked on by the intelligence community and bolstered by people who work there. So, yes, it has been dangerously politicized. Now we have John Brennan's former deputy, Avril Haines, who is Joe Biden's director of national intelligence, releasing this embarrassingly shoddy report earlier this month that claimed domestic violent extremists pose the greatest danger to the homeland, as she wrote it. And if you look at this report, and it's linked in my latest piece at amgreatness.com. You should be embarrassed as an American that our top intelligence official, woman in charge of 17 different intelligence agencies, put out something so thin, so unsubstantiated, and obviously directed at American people, many of whom just engaged in political protest on January 6th.
Right. Now, if we go to the quote-unquote deadly insurrection, and again, even when you read the piece at amgreatness.com and you read this piece, you come to find out some of the facts that we hear are there, but are missing, quite honestly, when you get to the truth, not a truth, but the truth about what happened and what certain individuals were doing. The issue of the description by the DNI report is like you described it. It's narrative building. It's not even, as you look at the accounts, and maybe you can describe some of what was in this, as you read it, you're thinking to yourself, well, this sounds awfully vague. This doesn't sound specific in the description. Can you talk about that?
It's not specific. There's no documentation. There's no sourcing. There's no data that proves that these so-called domestic violent extremists, who they are, what attacks that they have unleashed over the past few years that make them such a dangerous threat. As I write in one column, she puts a graphic of the U.S. Capitol. What does that signal now to our enemies? What does that signal to foreign terrorists that we now have our own government turning against our own people? And so that's what's really alarming about that report. But look, this is nothing different than what we heard from Attorney General Merrick Garland during his Senate confirmation hearings. Right. He compared January 6th to the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing that killed 168 innocent people, including more than a dozen children. This is the same garbage we've heard from FBI Director Chris Wray, who we now know completely missed, or I guess he was on their radar screen, the Boulder mass murderer, who is not an American-born citizen, is a Muslim who's brought here apparently from Syria. That's the early reporting, who just murdered 10 Americans in cold blood at a grocery store. Now, they finally raided his house today, apparently, or yesterday, Drew Steele. But as you know, a few weeks ago, they raided the Cape Coral house of a man who attended the January 6th protest, did nothing violent. But here we have, Americans' homes being raided across the country. And I guess they just got around to the Boulder killers raiding his home yesterday.
Yeah, and I know that, tongue-in-cheek, you'd say, some people have been mentioning that in the Twitterverse and other places where they've been saying, so are we going to expect to see FBI raids the same way against this family of the shooter there in Boulder? Are we going to see the same thing? And the answer is no. We're not going to see the same kind of thing. And that leads to what you've been mentioning in this article, which is it appears like it's theater. It's set up this way. It's politicizing the intelligence community to go after individuals and to put people on notice and to say that this is what your life is going to be like. These are the examples that we're going to set for your family and your life, and we're going to show people how serious we are. But then when situations happen where we're asking the simple question of what about the real threats that we have? What are you doing about that? And clearly they're going to be missed if your focus is to be specifically political.
That's right. And it's, of course, not just the intelligence community, but also our law enforcement agency, at the Department of Justice. Yeah. If anyone wants to get just a sense of what was going down in this investigation, I urge you to watch the 60 Minutes interview with the former acting Attorney General, Michael Sherwin, who led this first 2 months of this investigation. Watch him brag about arresting 100 Americans before Inauguration Day to send a signal that they did not want political protests on Inauguration Day, something that happens on almost every Inauguration Day, that they are rounding up, arresting soccer moms in Ohio. I mean, this is a top DOJ official who's bragging about turning the most powerful law enforcement agency in the world against its own citizens. Meanwhile, we have this man, apparently not a lone wolf. I've seen some reports that his family also was under surveillance by the FBI.
Yeah.
But I really urge people, of course, please read my articles because I've been reporting on this for several weeks.
Yep.
But also watch that interview with Michael Sherwin to get a sense of what we're up against.
Yeah. The article, Julie Kelly joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, writing for American Greatness. The article, The Feds, Bogus Violent Extremists. It's at amgreatness.com. You can read this right now. We're kind of digging into this. And then here's the other thing, Julie, is this. How many times we've heard about, and we hear about Oath Keepers, we hear about Q, we hear about all of these things that if I were to go to my neighbor and say, hey, you know anything about Oath Keepers? They're going to say no. They have no clue. They don't know anything about Q. They don't know where it started, where it ends, who's involved with it. They don't know anything about this. But yet now we're told that there is a group, Oath Keepers, that you write about. And again, here we go. Again, a group that is being picked out specifically. But then when you look at some of the charges against individuals, you scratch your head. You're like, what did they do? What's the evidence? What are we talking about? Can you describe what happened to some of these Oath Keepers, these individuals?
Well, to be honest, I don't scratch my head. It infuriates me. It's a good thing you can't hear what I'm saying as I'm reading through these court documents and indictments. Keep in mind that most of the Oath Keepers, almost all of them who have been charged, are former military. They are former soldiers who are disillusioned justifiably with the direction of their country. They took an oath to protect the country from enemies, foreign and domestic. They see our federal government as an enemy. It's hard to say why. There was one funny line in an indictment, not funny, ironic, where they accuse the Oath Keepers of believing in a perceived elite who is trying to take over the country at the disadvantage of regular Americans. Well, who doesn't believe that? Right. Then I guess we're all Oath Keepers. But look, this is the first so-called conspiracy charges against, now it's 10 Oath Keepers for conspiring to interfere in the certification of the Electoral College. So they have been charged with numerous counts. None of them are violent, as I point out. So now we have non-violent, violent extremists. None were charged with a weapon possession. No one used a weapon. No one assaulted a police officer. No one so much as smashed a window or left a mark inside the Capitol building. The so-called leader is a 67-year-old disabled veteran, former lieutenant commander in the Navy, who is 100% disabled from service injuries. He couldn't even go inside the Capitol building. He's so physically debilitated, but they have charged him as the leader of the Oath Keepers and the mastermind behind this conspiracy. It's an absolute joke. You saw Michael Sherwin bragging about that over the weekend, too. But what happened yesterday, Drew, is the federal magistrate judge in charge of this case brought the government and the 10 defense attorneys in because he was so enraged about Michael Sherwin's interview that it could jeopardize the case. And he was thinking about putting a gag order on the government and on the defense attorneys because this case is so shaky. And now we have former U.S. military men, soldiers and women, men and women, who their own government is accusing them of conspiracy because they showed up on January 6th and went inside the Capitol to protest what they believed was a certification of an illegitimate election.
And it's so hard. I know, and it's so difficult for on so many levels. You know, the first, obviously, when you're talking about and you summarize in the article, amgreatness.com is the website. American Greatness. Julie Kelly joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. The Feds, Bogus Violent Extremists is the article. I would encourage you to read it in full and read it a couple of times because the details in here are important. The one thing that you brought up in the accusations, and when you get to the summarization, which is to summarize all of it, which is the fact that no weapons, nobody laid a finger on anybody, no destruction, no vandalization. They didn't steal anything. They didn't threaten anyone, and yet they're still going after them. And the worry, and of course, what we see is that there are too many people that are willing to run with the narrative. They just want to take the headline. They want to take the lead that are given to them by the media. And that's it. That's all they need to know. They don't have to dig into details. They don't have to read your article. They don't have to go into anything to find out what the truth is. If it's said by the media, that's all they need to know because they're banking on the fact that people just don't have the time to dig in. They're trusting these sources to give them this information, and they run with it when it's not true at all. And look at how that ends up at the end of the article as you talk about who's watching the real terrorists. And that's the other big question, Julie, is at the end of the day, as we see what happened, the horrific shooting there in Boulder, and the information that we're starting to find out, and how people were quick to run with a narrative on social media. They ran with it, not knowing anything. Even the president of the United States talking about, we don't have any information, we don't know the identity, we don't know anything about the shooter, we don't know anything about the specific guns, but we have an idea that he was doing something as far as putting together weapons that could have been, I forget the actual quote that he said, but ultimately we didn't know anything, but we got to have a ban on assault weapons, not even waiting 2 seconds to even take a breath, to run with this idea that we have to do what has always been done. And ultimately, what about these institutions? Are we really now looking at who the real terrorists are and the concerns that many people have, which is no.
Well, Drew, you just pointed out, and I was on social media all day yesterday into the evening pointing this out. This is why the Democrats are such geniuses when it comes to narrative building, because they now have turned this again into a gun control issue. Where are our Republican leaders expressing outrage at our Justice Department and Director of National Intelligence overseeing 17 intelligence agencies weaponize these, not just against Donald Trump and his associates, of course, I guess that was fine, but now hundreds of regular Americans who've committed no violent crime. Where were the Republicans screaming from Capitol Hill yesterday? Why our FBI missed this? Well, of course, they didn't miss it. They just ignored it. Right. Why our Justice Department is prosecuting hundreds of making up crimes against Americans, while now we have literal blood on their hands for what they did. They didn't. The Democrats were smart, of course. They came out and made this gun control. They control the discussion and the narrative now. Republicans are trying to play catch up without pointing out what the real danger is, and that is the people in charge of our powerful agencies who are ignoring real threats while creating imaginary threats out of regular Americans.
Yeah, this is such an important article, and I encourage you to go to amgreatness.com, read this, The Fed's Bogus Violent Extremists, because you go through the details that are so important that people don't get, that they don't hear about. And again, you have to be armed with the facts, if you will, and the truth about what has been happening to understand the depth that those in Washington are willing to go. And we've already seen it, obviously, with the Russian collusion hoax and so much more. But certainly to read into this specifically is so important. So I'm so happy that you joined us this morning. Julie Kelly, again, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Go to amgreatness.com and read this article. I would encourage you to do that. All right, Julie, thanks so much. I appreciate it. We'll do this again soon. All the best.
Thanks for having me on, Drew.
All right, we'll see you soon. 239-479-5592. I mean, the details in this article are just blow your mind. It will just blow you away. And again, things about the Michael Sherwin interview on 60 Minutes, the grand jury indictments on the Oath Keepers and what it said specifically, what it didn't say. And how do you do this when we really want to know, even after all these outrageous accusations that are being made, that what are you doing specifically to keep us safe from the real terrorists? The ones that are coming into this country that are here right now, the real people that we need to keep an eye on, that have been on people's radars. But no, we don't want to look there because it's more important to go after the Oath Keepers. That suggestion is there. It's just hard to stomach. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along, and do we have time to find out more about traffic? We'll get to that coming up, and your forecast as well on the way. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
This is 92.5 Fox News. When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
See why homeowners and contractors choose Rock Solid for the finest countertops. Now with our newly expanded showroom, making your home improvement experience even better.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 JNC Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid.
Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
It's amazing what we're asked to share online.
Online yoga needs our last 2 years of tax returns.
Hey, if we upload our passports, we get extra bacon at the buffet.
Sweet.
It's not that you try to be unsafe.
So I gave your birth date for free parking.
That's how I got this robe.
But every time you give up info and privacy,
I'm sure the site's fine, Mom. They just need a picture of your driver's license.
you may have to give up a little safety too.
Enter address for free tater tots. It's tot time.
Norton 360 with LifeLock helps keep your digital life safer. With device security, a VPN to keep your Wi-Fi activity private, and identity theft protection, all in one.
Mom, what's your 401k number?
Opt in to cyber safety. Save 25% or more off your first year of Norton 360 with LifeLock at norton.com/join. That's 25% off at norton.com/join.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Why wait for so-called one-time refund relief from big insurance companies when you can get the best prices and coverages all day, every day, all year round from Chapman Insurance Group? Hi, this is Brian Chapman, and my team is committed to finding you the most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Everyone is watching how their brackets are playing out during March Madness on Wink TV, except Dish Network subscribers. Dish has locked their subscribers out from watching the NCAA playoffs on Wink. Subscribers no longer have all of the programming they pay for. Don't get caught playing games with Dish. You can watch the games on all the other TV providers. Take action now to watch your favorite teams, Wink News, and CBS.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talking text line. Yeah, what I was trying to describe with Julie Kelly, what the president said about the shooting there in Boulder, Colorado, and getting right to it, gun control, right? And this is what he said.
Well, we're still waiting for more information regarding the shooter, his motive, the weapons he used, the guns, the magazines, the weapons, the modifications that apparently have taken place to those weapons that are involved here.
How do you know there were modifications to weapons that apparently happened if you don't know what weapon he had, or you don't have any information on his motive or who it is? But you know there's modifications. There's mods, everybody. We made this gun look super duper scary. It's a super duper scary looking gun, and that's enough for the assault weapon ban. Let's go. Let's get this underway.
Pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes.
Come on, we got to get rid of that one. So that's what I was trying to describe, and there you go. We'll talk about that more. 239-479-5592. Do we have time for a call? No, we have to go to break. Yeah, we got to go to break. All right, and when we come back, top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35. We'll get to that. We'll get to your calls. Maybe you have some thoughts, comments on all of this. And, yeah, you're going to be some of the audio that's coming up may or may not surprise you, but we'll have it on the way. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Whether you're searching for your next home, browsing for decorating ideas, or just looking for an enjoyable afternoon out and about, don't miss the 2021 Collier Building Industry Association Parade of Homes, March 19th to 21st and March 26th to 28th, for 2 weekends filled with delightful tours of Naples, Bonita Springs, and Estero's premier communities. Join the parade and find your dream home. Look for the 8-page Parade of Homes insert in Collier Citizen and Naples Daily News, March 19th and March 26th. For more information, visit paradeofhomesnaples.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
We invite you to visit United Fidelity Bank Banking Center located at 14241 Metro Parkway in Fort Myers, and let us help you save it, grow it, and enjoy it with our market-leading 12-month CD earnings 0.55% APY. Shop and compare rates, and then invest with United Fidelity Bank's 12-month CD that earns 0.55% APY. The difference is United Fidelity Bank. A penalty may be imposed for early withdrawal. Annual percentage yield current as of 3/17/2021. This minimum deposit of $1,000 required to open CD. 12-month CD renews automatically.
Nothing runs like a. I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment. We've got you covered.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with our Week 3 legislative update. This week, I debated and passed one of my top priorities on the House floor. House Bill 233 addresses the cancel culture of conservative thought on college campuses. It seems our commitment to diversity on campus is limited to those who look different but think the same. And that's not diversity, that's conformity. My bill passed the House by a vote of 77 to 42. We're also working on legislation to ban transgender women from competing in girls' high school athletics, to reform Florida's broken unemployment system, to stop abuses of Florida's medical marijuana program by limiting access to high-potency THC, to strengthen the civics requirements in high schools, and to ensure students have the freedom to pray before high school athletic events. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and remember that this is your government, and we work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
There's a crash on I-75 that is backing up traffic at mile marker 113 heading southbound. This is just near Immokalee Road, and it is delaying traffic starting south of Corkscrew. I'm talking creep and crawl. So if you are heading southbound, the best thing you can do heading south of Corkscrew is go ahead and hop on 3 Oaks or US 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Starting off the day in the upper 50s and lower 60s out there. But later on today, we're going to warm back up into the mid to upper 80s out there with partly cloudy skies. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Dylan Federico.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes, the official after-game party for the Red Sox spring training games. Go to any Stevie's location after the game and show your ticket for a free 10-ounce beer. And during March, register to win a pair of Red Sox spring training tickets from 100 being given away. At Stevie's, we strive for excellence with our values, service, and food. I guarantee it. Stop by in Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, and register for your Red Sox tickets today. Stevie Tomatoes is the working and retired person's country club. For all of you have made and continue to make this country great. So come relax, enjoy quality food in a casual atmosphere. Check out our brisket short ribs burger, Chicago pizza, wings, fish fries, and ribs. And we love Fridays, so we celebrate with happy hour all day.
Stevie Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood, Florida's getaway destination, is playing your song. Come discover your rhythm safely with our industry-leading Safe and Sound program, including stringent sanitary protocols like face masks, temperature checks, and consistent cleaning and sanitizing throughout the casino. And more space for you to stay, play, and dine. When you're ready for good, clean fun, come to the home of the world-famous Guitar Hotel, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Take a peek inside ClosetFactory.com. You'll wonder, how did they build it?
We get that a lot. The quality of our workmanship still seems surprising to some people.
We're known for original, very personal, individual organizational solutions that can seem uncanny at times.
We're professional listeners, too, and do so with focus and intention that can sometimes seem like we're reading minds.
I'm Joseph Edison.
And I'm Kelly Edison from Southwest Florida's own Closet Factory.
Listening, that's how we build it.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. So we're going to get to your calls coming up. Whatever your thing is, you want to talk about the issues of gun control and some of the news of the day. We'll get to your calls in just a minute. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's if you want to watch. We always appreciate you watching the program. All right, time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. As far as gun control measures, the ones that passed the House of Representatives a couple of weeks ago haven't been brought up in the Senate just yet. Senator Manchin just told reporters in the past 30 minutes that he doesn't support the House bills. So that is still so getting all Democrats on board is still a challenge.
Oh, boy. Can you believe it? It's still a challenge for Democrats. Joe Manchin, the most powerful man in America, is the one person that is standing in the way of gun control and the loss of your Second Amendment rights. And it's hard to believe that that's who we're trusting to stand firm. And I'm not really sure I'm trusting that. It's
Number 4.
I would institute a Marshall Plan for Central America. We need economic aid, but targeted economic aid, just as it was in Europe after the war. It's not just throwing cash at a problem. It's working with these governments. It's working with the nonprofits and the other non-governmental institutions to stabilize. It also has to do with climate change. That's a long-term issue.
Well, if you thought that the border issue really was only about the illegals coming into this country and it had nothing to do with climate change, oh boy, were you wrong. There you go. There is NBC's DeFrancisco Soto, who called for, I guess an analyst there at MSNBC, who called for a Marshall Plan for Central America, economic aid. And oh, by the way, it also has to do with climate change because, we have to throw that in because when an infrastructure bill that is $3 trillion more that we're going to spend in this country. And this much of it, my fingers are thinly spread apart, or have to do with infrastructure. And the rest of it has to do with, billions of dollars towards climate change, and you don't see it coming. Well, you're not going to see it coming, although they want it, and it's going to be about climate change. And, we will fundamentally transform the country, and you won't even see it happening. And that's what a lot of these trillion-dollar plans that the president is pushing is going to be about. Oh, we'll talk about that more.
Number 3. Living in the White House is like living in an nice older hotel where you can't get out unless you call 20 people.
It almost feels like you were living a sort of quarantine life before all of us were.
This is what I tell people. We're like, welcome to our world.
Can you imagine how awful it was? Michelle Obama on with Trevor Noah there, Comedy Central. Could you imagine how awful it was? It was horrible. There's Michelle Obama explaining to him that you couldn't leave. It was being in like a kind of a nice hotel, so it's sort of okay. It's like a hotel and... we had to ask 20 people whether we could leave. It was like, can you imagine how awful, how horrible it was? Grateful? No.
Number 2.
Not a joke. I don't think that's what was supposed to play. Let's try that. What was that? All right, wait. Let's try this again. Hold on a second, everybody. Here we go. You ready? All right. There it is. All right, cancel. Go.
Number 2.
I'm going down with 18 senators Friday. And if I'm denied the ability to look into any place I want to go, we're going to shut the Senate down. Where are all the liberal hypocrites? Where's AOC? Where's Elizabeth Warren? Where's Vice President Harris, who basically protested outside of a facility in Homestead, Florida during the Trump years holding migrant children? So here's my message. President Biden, Vice President Harris, with all due respect, get off your and go to the border and look and see what you have caused by policies that will not work.
Whoa, Lindsey Graham is like, listen, I'm going to the border and I want to see what's going on in these facilities for myself, and we'll shut down the Senate if I don't get the chance to do it. And oh, by the way, President Biden and Vice President Harris, which I guess it was an email also internally at the White House saying from now on you refer to it as the Biden-Harris administration. The Biden-Harris administration, not the Biden administration, but the Biden-Harris administration. There you go. You need to do something along the border. That's not going to happen.
Number 1.
While we're still waiting for more information regarding the shooter, his motive, the weapons he used, the guns, the magazines, the weapons, the modifications that apparently have taken place to those weapons that are involved here, I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future and to urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
There you go. Assault weapons, we're going to ban them. High-capacity magazines, we're going to ban them. Of course, if you asked anybody what an assault weapon is, do they know? Do they have the answer? Nope.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Doesn't matter. Not going to miss a minute. Not let that horrible, horrific situation there and the incident in Boulder, Colorado, and the deaths of those 10 individuals. Nope, we're not going to let that go to waste. As horrific as that sounds, there's the President of the United States. And even Jen Psaki yesterday saying executive action, executive orders, it's a possibility on gun control. Nope, we're not having it. But they're going to try to move it, and they're going to try to push the narrative out there I mean, some of the things that you would imagine, so ridiculous, some of the things that have been said. Joy Reid yesterday. Joy Reid bringing this up. Here you go. You want to hear something that has to do with gun control? How about this part, everybody? Here.
We've mourned the lives lost, feeling outrage over the lack of action, while knowing that in some parts of the country, it's easier to buy a gun than it is to vote.
It's what?
It's easier to buy a gun than it is to vote.
Really? It is? It's easier to buy a gun than it is to vote. You know, I'm trying to figure out, where would you fundamentally get that foundation? Who would put that in your head to say something so outrageous, so ridiculous, as to say something like, it's easier to get a gun than vote? Who would do that? Who would start that way of thinking? I mean, it's like...
There are neighborhoods where it's easier for you to buy a handgun and clips than it is for you to buy a fresh vegetable.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, so that's out there as well. So there you go. The former president of the United States who took a moment of time out of his day in the past to do the same exact thing. I think there was something else with books, right? It was easier to buy a gun than buy books. Easier to buy a gun than fresh vegetables. Let's run with that. We don't need evidence or any data to prove that that's the case. You'd be worried about that. You certainly wouldn't want to have evidence. And it is interesting how even the president of the United States, who yesterday, when talking about assault weapons and, gun control, and we have to have that, also said...
I got that done when I was a senator.
Got what done when he was a senator?
We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country once again. I got that done when I was a senator. It passed. It was law for the longest time. And it brought down these mass killings.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't. I'm looking at an article from the New York Times, of all places, 2014, the assault weapon myth. Yeah, in the 10 years since the previous ban lapsed, talking about the 1994 assault weapons ban. That's the one that he's talking about. From 1994 to 2004, made a little difference. The law that barred the sale of assault weapons. Yeah. And it's a big, long article in the New York Times had this in 2014. So where is it? You don't need it. You don't need the evidence. You just got to keep talking about it. Then you just have to have very smart, articulate people explaining the problems with assault weapons and defining it, right?
Pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes... Blah, blah, blah.
No, those are fully automatic weapons.
Okay, whatever. No, I was off by a couple of... Yeah, that happens. Remember, it wasn't too long ago, a couple of years back, when there were protests... People protesting, and they wanted an assault weapons ban, and even in Congress they were talking about it, and protests in Washington, D.C., and a couple of reporters going out and asking the questions that you and I have been asking, right?
For banning an assault weapon, do you know what an assault weapon is?
Yeah, it's assault weapon. It's like I kind of do, but kind of don't.
Okay.
It's just
What is an assault weapon?
Can any of you tell me what an assault weapon is?
I guess.
No, I guess no. I can't really, but I don't want them. That's what they do. And the fake news legacy media runs with it. They'll run with the narrative. We got to have it. We got to do it. And even though we're waiting for the definition and the explanation, and they don't give it. They don't have to. They're just big and scary. And it's not the people that use the guns. No. It's the big scary gun that jumps off the table and then falls on the floor and then runs to the door, gets in a car, and heads to a location only to, you know how that works. And how the media does that, even with the border, right? Depends on who the president of the United States is. We've got, like Lindsey Graham was saying, I'm going down. I want to see these facilities. I want them opened up. I want to find out what's happening there for myself. And if I can't see it, we'll shut the Senate down. And it all depends on who you ask, right? If you're the media. mean, Donald Trump, president of the United States?
Well, the images suggest those of concentration camps.
The Statue of Liberty, I think, is weeping right now.
Yeah, and when you have Joe Biden as president of the United States?
There's no denying that this is an incredibly complex humanitarian issue that's, of course, made even more difficult by the fact that we're dealing with this in the midst of a pandemic.
Yeah, and when Donald Trump is president of the United States?
He will be forever remembered as the president who traumatized little children.
Yeah, and then when Joe Biden's president of the United States?
A lot of these children are part of a problem that the Biden administration inherited from the Trump administration.
And then when you have Donald Trump president of the United States?
The system is broken inside of the country.
Increasingly, Donald Trump is turning this nation into Nazi Germany and turning these into concentration camps.
I call this a concentration camp for kids.
Yeah, and then Joe Biden.
Obviously, this is a problem that the Biden administration inherited from the Trump administration.
Yeah, I can do this all day. I can do it all day long. I don't want to, but I can.
Not a joke.
You got that right.
Bowl of doggy do.
239-479-5592. All right. You want to take some calls? You want to go to some calls? Why not? Let's finish out the show by doing the thing. What's your thing? What's the thing that's on your mind? I don't know. Maybe it's toilet swimming iguanas that we come to find out that Florida's banning toilet invading iguanas. I had no idea that the iguanas here in the state of Florida invade toilets. I haven't heard about that yet. Maybe it's the story that Jake likes about the Florida woman there in Lake County who was arrested for DUI at a McDonald's because she had vodka stashed in her bra. How do you stash vodka in your bra? An 8-pack of vodka in your bra. Is that possible? What am I missing? How do you do that? But that was apparently done. Maybe that's not what you want to talk about. Let's do the thing.
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
All right, let's go to Anderson, whose first name is last name. Anderson is in Fort Myers. Hey, Anderson.
Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, listeners. How are you doing?
I'm doing. You're on the air. It's what you're doing right now. What are we talking about, Anderson? What's your thing?
Yeah, what I think is the left have tried to rip off we the people. They're trying to do that. They're trying to destroy this country. I wasn't born here. I was born in Brazil, but I love this country like a lot of these demo rats don't. So what I think about the gun control, they're trying to push for something that they will regret for, man. They will really regret.
Yeah.
Another thing, too, that Boulder incident, Colorado has one of the strictest law in guns.
Yeah.
I start to believe that these people that are doing this kind of thing, they're also leftists. They shifting. I come from a country that is being run by the left for 16 years. And people don't realize how bad that is. Now we have Bolsonaro, Jair Bolsonaro, which is a great president, right-wing. He call him the tropical Trump. And he's facing the same thing over there in Brazil with this COVID stuff and all these lies that the left will bring about.
Yeah.
Because the left does nothing but lie.
Yeah.
People don't realize what we got into. These elections, for instance, I am still puzzled with the result of these elections because this is not really – they should do the elections again and ban the mail-in vote.
Well, we definitely have to. There's no doubt, Anderson, we definitely have to keep an eye on voter integrity in this country. And there's no doubt we have to keep an eye on those that want to take away our Second Amendment protections. No doubt. Great call. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. Robert's in Fort Myers. Come on, Robert. What's your thing?
Sir, thank you for having me on. I just wanted to say I'm sorry to those people who have been murdered and stuff like that. But that wasn't me. I didn't hurt nobody. I'm tired of these people always coming on and putting out all kind of lies instead of the facts, because nobody puts out the facts except the people on YouTube and those who love guns about all this violence and stuff. It's like they took this. It's almost like a setup that they did. When the gun laws are being pushed out, they're not being accepted. All of a sudden, bam! We got 2 more shootings. I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but that was like impeccable timing.
Well, I think this, Robert, the frustrating part for many, and it was described earlier today, and I'm trying to see if I can find the audio, and I'll look for it. But it's people that Democrats in Congress who want to make. Oh, I know who it is. It was Joy Reid. Here, let me give you an example of what you're talking about here. And my concerns. Joy Reid, I want you to listen because this is what she said after she made the comment about it's easier to buy a gun than it is to vote. And then she's right. And then listen to this, Robert. And thanks for the call. I appreciate it. But I want you to listen to this off the air because she said this.
And now Congress looks and feels very different, boasting gun-obsessed conservatives who display their weapons as their Zoom backgrounds and campaign as Second Amendment warriors.
No. These are not gun-obsessed individuals. They love their guns. They enjoy having them for a lot of different reasons. But they're constitutionally obsessed. They're obsessed with the Constitution and love for country and their Second Amendment rights. And the problem is people like Joy Reid and others, Democrats on Capitol Hill, who think of you as someone who is a law-abiding citizen who owns a firearm, as somebody who has it because... What? Are we up to no good? For nefarious reasons? That we plan on using it for something that is going to be harmful to others? Is that what you think? Because we have a firearm, that's who we are? And that they would push that narrative, and half the country runs with it. They run with it. And it's disgusting. It really is. 239-479-5592. Am I taking... Nope. I'm not taking... Jake, play the music, and I'm not taking anything right now because we've got to go. All right. That's my answer as soon as I hear the music playing. All right. Glenn Beck is next. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. And right now, we'll find out what's going on with the latest for our forecast right now. Let's find out what's happening here.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Looking ahead to the rest of today, it's going to be a hot one out there. High temperatures back.